Hi, welcome to the show. Welcome back to Rolling Reckless. My name's Matt Eads. I'm joined once again by Oliver Aguilar.
Hello, everybody.
Amber Aguilar.
Hi.
Jay and Paula from their House of Lies. We don't even know what their names are. It might not even be Jay and Paula for all I know.
Hi.
I just came up with an idea to sue us.
Okay. Hold that thought. And Kevin Byers here as well.
Hey, what's up?
And we're back. More D&D live play action. Couple of patch notes for this episode. The Bloodhunter class was updated, kind of out from under us. So we are now on the current Bloodhunter build. Our Bloodhunter's been updated, except for one minor change. If you're a bit of a rules hound, the main spellcasting stat for the Bloodhunter changed from Wisdom to Intelligence. Our Bloodhunter still uses Intelligence because that would be super unfair to change the primary stat after the fact.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, but otherwise we are on the current build of the Bloodhunter. So we get the Hemo die and all that stuff. The other change, with this gas that is affecting the party, I realized last time that you can move in more than just 4 directions, right? You can move in 8 directions in D&D.
Diagonal?
So we're going to roll a D... Yes, you can move on the diagonal, exactly. So we're going to roll a D8, and then same thing, one will still be north, and we'll go around the circle. But that means statistically, this gas is a little bit more dangerous this time. There should be less people getting stuck on walls, and hopefully more people falling into pits.
Yeah, 'cause as if it's not difficult enough.
We're just playing the prop rules, all right? Yes, and that is all I have to say. Other than if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact and you enjoy the show, please hit that bell, subscribe. Really supports the show. Without any further ado, welcome back to Rolling Reckless. Syndicate. When last we gathered here, you'd begun to make your way into the Undermountain, the ruined lair of a mad mage, in pursuit of who you came to learn a gnome was known by the name of Nyx. You began your descent, going down the large well in the yawning portal, crawling through very tight and claustrophobic, constrictive, it seemed like almost ancient sewers. And eventually, as the water level kept rising, you found this passage led to a still underground lake, where I believe it was Turmeric. Was it Turmeric? Was it Holden? Somebody was grabbed by a tentacle and pulled under the water, and very quickly dragged into the middle of this lake where you found these creatures, these tentacled creatures that seemed to live in the water. Tried to constrict some of you and drown a few, and you had a pretty straightforward combat with them, dispatching them, and began to investigate almost an island in the middle of this lake, including what looked like a severed hand of a statue that you noticed under the water. Loop detected magic, and it didn't seem magical. It was investigated very carefully. There didn't seem to be any markings or runes. It did seem just to be a mundane hand of a statue or some sculpture. On the island, in the middle of the lake, you found a massive vertical shaft, an obstacle that the Syndicate is not completely unfamiliar with. This huge tower with a very slick, narrow spiral staircase that wraps around the outside. You've been walking down it. Chains dangle down the middle of various sizes. Turmeric upstairs touched one of the chains, causing it to fall, and very, very loud. You could hear it clanging all the way down, waking up whatever might be below. And you have been descending this staircase for... It's very hard to keep track of time, but you would guess approaching an hour when you notice these seemingly invisible presences seem to fly up in the center of the tower. And very quickly, you start to get harassed by these kind of small, almost the size of dogs, these creatures with these blue gossamer butterfly wings that, as they flap them, they left these gossamer spores that seem to confuse and cause most of the party to just walk into the wall for the last... it's been about 24 seconds of combat or so. And that is where we pick up, where These creatures have been harassing you. You have been fighting them. You tied yourselves together with a rope between you all. Turmeric has cut himself off at the... No, Turmeric has not sliced himself out?
Failed.
No, because he
failed.
suggested, but he failed the roll to let him do stuff on his turn, so he couldn't actually cut him up.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So you are all still tied together. And it does seem that once you're affected by this gas, it seems to linger until you're able to kind of fight it off. And you also notice that the hand, that statue hand from upstairs, seemed to have come to life and was very loudly and very quickly, almost like a pouncing animal where it is poising and kind of gathering itself up on these spiral staircases and leaping down. And we left off just as this massive stone hand, which itself is about 20 feet across, you would guess weighs tons, seems to be coiling like a tiger almost, ready to strike. About to hit, it's about 20 feet from the base of the palm to the tip, and the way that it is flying across this tower, it is going to try to plaster 20 feet of space against the wall. And that is where we pick up. It is the hand's turn. We left when it was in mid-jump. Where's my music? There we go. And we pick up there now. This hand has coiled and is tense. It has sprung off that step, loop heading straight towards you. You, on your turn, just decided to kind of cover and wait for whatever's going to happen. Those of you who are affected by the gas don't really see it coming. And Loop, as this hand flies towards you, you can hear it, and you can feel the stone almost vibrating underneath it. At least you think you can. As this hand goes to make contact, it seems to lose substance. As the major image is dispelled, you make physical contact with this thing, and realize it is in fact an illusion, possibly created by some of these drakes. And it comes to the drake's turn.
How many of these little dragons are there?
So there were 6 of them initially that you were able to count. 2 of them have been dispatched. 2 of them have flown. Remember, these floors are about 30 feet apart, give or take, between the staircases. 2 of them have flown down 30 feet, which we can see on that next map is 30 feet down. 2 more flew down even farther into the darkness. You didn't see them. They swept down. Excuse me. The 2 that you can still see on this 30 foot down, or this 30 foot lower, as you're watching them, they both seem to shimmer for seconds. They turn invisible again. And they dip out of sight as they seem to dive down into this tower. You can hear the air as they dip. And you can also hear... You're not sure. You hear one of these creatures cry out as it is diving down. This very strange, kind of abruptly cut off sound where it is diving down and you hear this... And it just cuts very abruptly. And that is their turn. Holden, it is your turn.
You mentioned how Loop was the only one that noticed it because everybody else was guessed. The
Yes.
hand. You know what I mean?
Loop was the only one who saw the hand.
Okay. And we're all like, Holden is still guessed. I'm still guessed.
That's right. So if you're gassed, you have to roll a
Right, we have to-
D6 at first to see if you're able to fight it off.
It's right behind you.
That is a 1.
A 1 to a 4, you move in a random direction. So now you roll the D8. 4 to 6 is the chance to fight it off.
6.
6
And,
is
south.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is, what is this? Southwest.
Guy. To this guy. Somebody save me.
Yes, so you, again, in your confusion, these spores seem to have everyone very disoriented. You take a step and realize there is no floor beneath you, as the rope suddenly goes taut on either side. Who is on either side? Lily and Turmeric?
What is What is the actual state that we're in?
There's no keyword for it.
Is it like it's like just not confusion or like?
No, it's not. There's no keyword. It's not confusion. It's not sleep. It would be like a magical effect. You're under the effect of a spell, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you think a dispel magic might work. Something like immunity to charm or whatever does not affect this.
Okay. I take a step to me right, diagonal forward right, and I have no ground underneath me.
2 people on either side can make a strength check.
Strength check?
Strength. I mean, it's a saving throw. Yeah, make a strength saving throw. Turmeric and Lily. Turmeric, are you raging?
Yeah.
Those dragons down below making all sorts of noise. So rage gives you advantage on strength checks, strength and saving throws, I think, right?
It's just a regular one roll then. Because we had disadvantage before.
Would we have disadvantage?
You have disadvantage on
strength check?
attacks because they're invisible.
Oh.
This is just a straight roll.
Yep,
right?
it's a saving throw. It's a saving throw.
Okay. So I get to roll twice still.
Yep.
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
Easy enough. Yeah, well, you don't even need to roll, Turmeric, as Lily sees Holden step off and very quickly is able to grab the rope and just kind of tug you back on, where Holden, you almost just like, you kind of fall to your butt with your legs hanging over and like, whoa, are able to pull yourself back. And that is your turn. Lily, you're up. You're affected by the gas. Roll for me. Loop is the only one unaffected by these spores.
I rolled a 6.
6. Go ahead and roll a wisdom save.
Snap out of it well.
And is that's that E8 roll, right?
No, you don't have to move. You realize what's happening, and you have a chance to fight it off.
Okay,
So roll.
save.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 16.
16 is enough. As you finally, having grabbed Holden, seems to shake you out of it, and you are free of the gas.
Not so hard.
You can now. The only thing you can do on your turn is make a DC wisdom saving throw. Yeah, so that is your turn, but you are free of the gas now.
Awesome. Okay.
So I need to take that purple thing off you, which I
Off.
totally remember how to do.
It's one of the icons
I can do it.
on the
Yeah, cool. If Kev can do it, that'd be dope. Thank you. Turmeric, your turn.
So I roll a 1d6.
Yep.
I roll 5.
Go ahead and roll wisdom save. Wow. We failed like how many of these rolls last session, and then just boom, boom.
A 1.
You do not fight off the gas. As there's a second where you see Lily kind of coming to and sort of get your wits about you, and then this almost this fever dream sort of falls back over you. And that is your turn. Bryn, you are up.
Alright, here we go. 2.
2, you move in a random direction. Roll a d8.
4.
4? I'm going to write this down on my screen here so I know. 4 is northeast. 4, 5, 6 will be falling off that wall. Folks
4,
on either
5, 6?
side.
Oh.
Yeah. So you take a step to the
I
northeast. Lily and Loop, you're both still tied, so you can roll the strength saving throw to try to pull Bryn back up and avoid more people getting dragged off.
Save me.
14.
Lily?
Yeah. 7.
7?
Oh no.
Not enough! Loop, you can feel yourself, you're digging your heels in as you start sliding. The weight of the much larger Bryn, where are we? Drags you off as you get pulled 5 feet.
No.
Oh no.
Can I
How
make
is
it?
this gonna go? No, Lily, you also fall.
No.
Oh no.
Who's this? So it's up to Holden. Holden, go ahead and roll the strength save. Yeah.
Come on,
As
Holden.
Lily is like sliding off the stairs, her claws carving these grooves in the stone.
This is a strength.
Yeah, saving throw. Not a check, a saving throw.
Uh-oh. 12.
Uh-oh. Holden, you slide down too. As Lily goes over. Loop, it is worth noting that as you on the end of the rope are like being flung down 5, 10, 15, 20, you're only about 10 feet above the stairs below you. Although this rope is still seems like you might be falling. Turmeric, you're the last one. Go ahead and roll a strength saving throw.
14.
14. You do have advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Ooh, 21.
21. Wow, 14 wasn't going to be enough. As we learned with Loop, 21 is enough. As Turmeric, you have to take your sword and like stick it into the wall as this rope suddenly goes taut. And you're able to just pull Holden back up. And as each of you kind of pull yourselves back up to the edge, you are prone on the steps, having very narrowly, like literally one roll, avoided falling
my God.
distance of this tower.
Would we all make it back up in one turn?
Well, you're all prone. You're all like kind of hanging on to the side. So the beginning of your turn, you can use half your movement to pull yourself up.
Okay.
So I'll leave
What if we
you all.
don't-
I'll leave you all right here for now.
Okay.
But yes, for the case of this check, Turmeric was able to pull up Holden, who's then able to kind of help up Lily, who's then able to. The effort makes its way down the rope, and you are all able to at least grab back on.
Okay.
So yes, hanging by your fingertips from this step, and as you look down, cannot see the bottom, but you can hear these creatures.
Oh, great.
And something else as well. You can hear this. You're not sure what it is. This kind of. It sounds like something moving very quickly through the air. This. You're not really sure what it is. Loop, it is your turn.
Wait, because that was my turn, right?
Yep.
Can I? And because Salem will go on the same as my turn.
Oh, yes,
Can
you're
I
right.
send Salem down 100 feet
Sure.
to see if he
100
can
feet.
see anything? Yeah, 100 feet from me. So he's already down.
He's down to that level.
He's
which is
down
about
to that level
30.
is 30. So I
60,
think he can only
90.
move 30 at a time. So another 30 in combat.
Sure.
So he'll be down 60.
Okay, he flies down. Whoops, I gotta stop bumping that. 1 sec.
Snowy.
He flies down.
Just
roll me a. What is Salem? What is Salem doing? What is he doing?
He's
30 feet
checking
down.
for anything coming up
Okay.
a shaft.
Roll me a.
Perception?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check. Yeah. These creatures, he does not immediately see the shimmer of these creatures anymore, which.
Natural 20, 21.
Natural 20, okay. Salem does not see the drakes. It seems that they might have. He doesn't see them. He does see. Natural 20, eh? There are these. What look like 6. They almost look like the tentacles from the creatures upstairs, but they're much thinner and wispier. And you'd guess them to be. They seem to be about 30 feet long. And Salem can see that one of these fairy dragons appears to have been constricted by one of these tentacles and is being slowly reeled into. Salem can just make out this circular mouth with these angular teeth that all seem to point towards the center. Doesn't recognize the creature, but does see the creature 60 feet down. I will expand the map here. For everyone.
Only what he allows us to see.
Yeah.
Boom.
Ooh.
Yeah, the stream can unfortunately see the GM side. I gotta fix that for next time. Yes, the dragons are unseen. Dragons are unseen. And Salem sees this creature. It appears to be like almost suctioned, it looks like, to the underside of a staircase. And it is right where this... I'll get a token for it, but it is right where that bat is.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm gonna yell out to the group. I think we have something incoming.
Okay. After Salem's loop.
I will use half my movement to climb back up.
Okay.
And then can I help Bryn get up?
You want to use your action to help her get up?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, if you want, yeah.
Okay, roll or what?
No, that's easy enough, because it's just half her movement to stand up, so with your help, you're able to kind of help pull her back up, and Bryn is able to get to her feet.
Okay, so yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, after loop is me. This is 60 feet down.
Battle map is really badly centered for the stream, by the way.
Oh, whoops. Thank you. Alright, it is Holden's turn. I've taken my turn. Holden, your turn. You do not see these dragons. They don't seem to reappear.
Okay, I will help myself up as well. I'm using half.
Okay.
And also help Lily get up as well. And I think
Are you
Turmeric
still
for
gassed?
saving the game.
Yeah, but I think you're gassed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you're
yes.
right.
Yeah, you're gassed, Holden.
So then how does what would happen here? Would I have to roll at this point?
Give me a roll. Yeah.
While I'm hanging?
Roll your d6. We'll see what happens. Who's down?
That's another
Lily's down.
one.
Okay. Go ahead and move in a random direction. Roll d8.
5. 1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Straight
That's-
south. Holden, Lily, are you still gassed? You're not, right? But you're hanging?
No, I'm not, but I'm hanging.
Okay. As Holden's trying to pull himself up beside you, he kind of gets 2 elbows up on the step. And then Lily, he looks to his side and looks right at you in the eyes and then just pushes himself backwards. And I need the strength save from Lily and Turmeric. As you see this coming, Lily, you try and dig your claws into these slick stone steps.
17.
An 8.
17 is enough, actually. Turmeric manages to brace his feet and kind of set his shoulder against it, and is able to pull Holden back onto the railing, where, once again, it kind of grabs on with arms, like halfway out of the swimming pool style.
Mm-hmm.
After Holden is...
I don't know what's happening to me.
Lily, you are free of the gas.
Yay! I'm going to help Holden up.
Okay.
Because he's not up yet, right?
You're
he's
not
just...
up yet either.
It'll be your
okay,
action.
So I'm going to use half my movement to get up.
Okay.
And then I'll do action to help Holden up.
Sure. Yeah, easy enough to do. As you pull him to his feet, he's kind of seems a little dazed, a little out of it. Doesn't really seem to all be there. After Lily's Turmeric, roll me d6.
Uh, 4.
4 is movement. Go ahead and roll the d8.
8.
You rolled an 8?
No, not yet. I didn't
Oh.
roll any. I don't know where I put my d8s. 4.
4 is northeast. Southeast. Which for you is... Step that way, so we'll move you that way. How much, you guys are only 5 feet between you, right?
Yeah.
So we get dragged by that one.
So Turmeric, as you would have been kind of getting pulled this way, you would have been pulled into this corner as they got up, and then southeast would just be punk, 5 feet. Yes, you, as you step back with this rope between you, it goes to pull Holden off the edge. Holden, give me a strength save as Turmeric is pulling against this rope and pulling you towards the edge as you're trying to frantically back up.
Holy 7.
Wow, you guys are bad at this. This is a save, right? Not a throw. You might have different bonuses to saves. Checks than checks.
No, I'm good.
Okay. You get pulled off. Lily, it goes down the line. So as this is Turmeric and Lily again, because Turmeric is still on the steps. The rope goes taut again between you. So Turmeric and Lily.
I rolled a 5.
It's just a comedy act at this point.
Yeah.
Rolled a 10.
A 10?
my
That's
goodness.
Turmeric. You rolled with advantage, right, Turmeric?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
The 12.
Are you still raging? Hang on. What is rage? If you deal damage or take damage, right?
Shouldn't be raging though.
Yeah, you're probably
I
not
wouldn't
still
think
raging.
so.
So just 10.
Yeah, I forgot all that. Okay, you both get pulled off as you slide off. Bryn, it's up to you.
Oh my goodness. What is this? Strength?
Saving throw, yeah.
And I still have my 1d4 from Kevin.
Guidance?
Our toughest enemy was ourselves.
22.
22 is
Ooh.
enough. You start to get dragged off, and then Loop kind of grabs onto you, and together with both of you, you're able to swing Lily at least to the edge where she can grab on and swing people back on. So these three are hanging, but have not yet plummeted to their demise.
Oh goodness.
Whose turn? That was Turmeric?
Yeah.
Bryn, it is your turn.
Oh good lord.
Your
I have to
shoulder
stay
aching,
up.
like nearly dislocated, having just caught all three of these very large individuals. Go ahead and roll a d6.
We're never getting out of this
A
place.
1.
A 1, go ahead and roll a d8. So it does only last for 10 rounds.
An 8.
An 8 is nothing. An 8 is northwest, which is gunk into the wall.
Oh thank gosh.
And I believe this is round 5.
We're almost.
How long did you
So
say
it-
it lasted?
And it lasts for a minute,
my
so
God.
10 rounds. So the worst case scenario, we are in round 5 of this right now, so halfway through.
my goodness.
Rin, that is your turn. Loop.
So we've said that I'm small enough to dart around people.
Yeah, you were the only one.
Okay, I'm going to dart around and help Lily back onto the platform, and then move back to the other side of Bryn.
Okay, easy enough to do. After Loop, it is Holden again. I can just let you guys walk off this ledge and kill yourself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That is a. Oh, I thought that was a 9, but that is a 6 actually.
Go ahead and roll the wisdom save.
Did you roll? That was a D6 that you rolled?
That was a D6 that I rolled,
Oh.
and my wisdom save is 3.
Not enough, as you almost fight it off, and then it again falls back over you.
Do I roll for movement on that one?
Nope, no. If you fight it off, you don't have to move. Who is that? Holden. Lily, your turn. You're gas free.
And I'm up.
You're up.
Standing.
Yes. Loop came and whoosh, pulled you up.
Yep, help me up. Is anybody else? Is Holden down?
Holden.
Or he's
Holden
dead?
and Turmeric are hanging.
Okay. I'll help Holden up again.
Okay.
Thanks,
My
dear.
action. Yeah.
Turmeric, you're next. Roll d6.
D6. 6.
Roll wisdom save.
Oh, I have no wisdom.
None of us do.
4.
Because I'm not rolling my
4?
whole dice.
4 is not enough. Again, you gain a moment of clarity and then just fall back into it. And that is your turn. I'll say you pull yourself up for the point of this. After Turmeric is Bryn. Roll a d6.
Okay, come on. I should have statistically accidentally rolled one by now.
You all should have. This is crazy. 5. Roll the
Roll the
roll the
dice,
wisdom
everybody.
save. Roll the wisdom save.
Okay, and I can use my D4. Thanks, Loop.
Oh, right,
think
and also...
You only get that D4 one time. So if you
Oh,
used
really?
it for... Yeah.
Darn it. Okay. Then wisdom throw.
Salem was able to notice this creature slowly creeping up the underside of this staircase 10 feet on your last turn.
5.
5 is no good.
Shit.
Jesus.
And then I'm gonna tell the group that I think we have a creature climbing up the stairs. It's about 10 feet away. For those of you that...
It's about... No, it's 60 feet down. It's about...
Oh, okay.
About
It's-
90 feet in a line.
How far away from Salem is it?
About 10 feet from Salem.
So can I move him up another 10 feet?
Sure.
Or 20 feet? And
Yep.
let's go 20 feet.
20 feet? Okay. So he is...
He's still watching the creature.
Yeah, okay. He's probably... math is... Let's be like, I don't know, 25
is
feet?
hard. Whatever's
25 feet in a
easiest.
line, maybe? Something like that?
Sure.
Is there a real eraser, pencil eraser?
If for the purpose of like, I guess Salem can't cast. He can only cast touch spells, so that doesn't really apply.
No.
We'll say it's about 25 feet in a straight
Okay.
line.
Thank you.
After Bryn is Loop.
I'm not a trucker.
So everybody's on platform, so we're good there.
Mm-hmm.
I will move as far as the rope will allow, and just hold my action in case anything comes in range that I can attack.
Okay. That's pretty much as far. You were kind of at capacity right there.
Yeah.
After Loop is my turn. Salem. What did I say? 25 feet?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. One of these tendrils on this creature. One of them is wrapped up around this this fairy dragon that it seems to have bound up, and you can hear Salem rather can hear and see the teeth are now like crunching into this creature. This very bright red blood is kind of spilling down some of the tentacles. One of the other tentacles shoots out towards Salem. That is 14 to hit.
He has no hit points, so he's gone.
He has one. He has an armor class though. He has an armor class.
Is there armor class?
He's
Oh
a bat.
yeah, that's right.
He has
Let me
one.
double
He has
check.
1 hit point. Yeah. So if he does get hit,
Yeah, he has 1 hit point. Sorry. I was thinking as soon as he gets hit. No, I think for Find Your Familiar, though, as soon as it gets hit, it's out.
But the chance to hit is what is what
Okay.
we're judging.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I
pull
don't
it.
imagine a bat has.
AC on a bat is 12. So this
Is it
tentacle,
14?
yes, the tentacle shoots out, and it goes to wrap around. Salem sees it. It looks like it's arcing over him, almost to wrap around, and then Salem disappears.
No!
And this creature, I guess you lose sight of this creature. Holden, it is your turn.
All right, here we go. 6 is a 1.
Nope.
God damn.
Lily.
And I move 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I thought you said you rolled a 6 and then a 1. Sorry.
Nope, sorry, a D6. Roll a D6. I rolled with a 1, and then I
And then a
moved.
3?
Yeah, which is
Bump into
correct.
turmeric. Yeah.
To the right.
You two bang heads. After Holden is Lily.
I'm gonna use my action to say, is anybody oh my gosh, what did I say? Is anybody not under this weird spell thing that we're under? Can anybody understand what I'm saying?
You don't have to use your eye. You can still have an action, and as a free action,
Okay.
just like you blurt that out.
Okay. I'm just going to sort of do the same thing that Loop did. Brace myself to if anything comes near me, if
Sure.
I can attack it.
Sure.
Just gonna hold my spot.
Okay. After Lily's turmeric.
D6. 4.
That is movement. Roll the d8.
Okay. 3 again.
3 is 1 step this way. Bonk. As people are bound together with this rope, bumping into each other, and then turning the other way and hitting the max length. And Bryn, is your turn.
All right, D6, here we go. 4.
4 is movement.
1.
1 is due north as you punk into the wall. And as you hit your head, it kind of snaps you out of it. We're like, ow. Loop, your turn. Watching your companions do what they're doing.
Anticipating someone falling in the next round, I will cast resistance on myself.
Sure.
To give me a D4 on a saving throw of my choice.
Okay. You choose
And that's
now,
it for
or do
me.
you choose when the throw shows up?
It's same as guidance. You can roll it after I make my roll, kind of thing.
Now it is my turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this creature will be... you can actually see the glowing... The blue kind of effervescent butterfly wings of the fairy dragons. You can see glowing in this creature's mouth as it is climbing vertically up the shaft, and you see it seems to have a suction cup or something where it is on the bottom of the stair, and it kind of uprights itself onto the top of the stair, and then attaches to the wall and is slowly starting to climb closer and closer to you. It is stuck to this wall, so... Oh no, I'm a liar. It is on the underside of these stairs. So it is about 20 feet down, 25, 30, 40, so it's probably 45 feet in a line, 45 feet in a line from you right now. And you can see the blue glow of that wing as it slowly gets pulled into this mouth and crunched up. Holden, it is your turn.
I don't care about any of that. Because I roll a 4. And it's a 1. Bump into the wall again.
Conk! Lily.
I'm in the middle of this line, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to get past.
No, you're too big. Unless it's a loop. You can squeeze past a loop, but anybody else, these narrow steps, it would be very impractical. Borderline impossible. If you want to try and turn it into a roll, we could, but you risk falling.
Mm-hmm. Guys, I don't know. Okay, Luke's on the end there. Are we... So, Turmeric's on the one end. Is he going down the stairs? Like, is he
He's at the top.
down or is he up? He's up.
He's
Okay.
up, yeah. The gap
this-
is the lowest point. There's a stair on the gap that is just to represent down.
Up at the top. Luke's down at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just hold an action.
Sure. Hold an attack in the event anything gets in melee range.
I'm just trying to figure. Yeah.
Sure. You can see this creature if that factors into anything at all. After Lily is Turmeric.
Two.
Go ahead and roll the movement dice.
3 again.
3 again. You're just like you haven't stopped walking into the wall. Your feet are moving, but your head is like against the wall, and you're just like moonwalking almost into it. After Turmeric is Bryn.
Okay, come on.
Brynolin.
1.
Roll the dice. Jesus Christ.
8.
8 is northwest again as you take a step towards Loop.
These are safe rolls.
Loop, it is your turn.
I get out of this.
Hold my action in case something comes close enough for me to attack it.
Okay. Melee attack, do you have a ranged weapon? Melee attack, I assume?
Yeah, just melee attack.
Okay. My turn. This thing crawls another 10 feet up the wall as it suctions itself. It's about 10 feet above the staircase. And it is going to make a multi-attack. 4 tendrils out of this writhing mass. 4 of these tendrils that are whipping everywhere. This shootout. 2 hits. Everyone who isn't the biggest is turmeric. So everyone who isn't turmeric, one of these tentacles flies towards you. Luke. Real 7 to hit. 10 hits.
No good.
Next down the line, that is 19 to hit on Bryn.
That hits.
Bryn, you get hit. Lily, that is 12 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
And Holden, that is 14 to hit.
That's not a hit.
Bryn is the only one who gets hit. The tentacles that miss, you can hear them very wetly. There's a very moist sound as they
Moistly.
slap against the stone behind you. Bryn, you are grappled as this tendril wraps around you. And you are pulled 25 feet towards this creature. As it starts reeling you in. The strength saves will fight the grapple check. So Loop and Lily, go ahead and roll. As this tentacle wraps around Bryn's waist, and she very quickly starts getting pulled off to the side. Arms flailing, trying to grab onto something, but there's no handholds.
Quick, it's sticky.
I will wait for Lily to say what she rolled before I decide if I guidance.
I rolled a 3. So.
I will guidance.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
13 is not enough, as
Oh my god.
you get reeled in. Loop, you get pulled off. Lily, you get pulled off. Holden, strength save. As the rope again goes taut. That was 13 you said, Loop?
Yeah.
That
Not
is a 20 strength save.
20 is enough. As they're getting pulled off, you and Turmeric kind of brace yourselves and with this mighty tug of war with this tentacled creature. Lily?
Would we be like, would the rope be like, what is that, taut?
Well, yes, right now it is.
Like,
Loop is hanging off one. Loop is just hanging in free air. The tentacle is pulling Bryn,
yeah.
and the rope down the other side is taut. But as Holden and Turmeric give this mighty pull, the tentacle actually breaks. And you can hear it go poof and snap apart. Bryn is still around your middle, but you're no longer constricted. As you both go slamming back into the wall. That was me. Now it is Holden.
Yeah, okay. 6. 3.
Go ahead and roll the movement.
8.
8 is northwest. As you take a step northwest and it pulls Turmeric 5 feet this way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we'll put Lily here because you can't be in the same spot. Lily, it's your turn. You're hanging.
My movement
Okay.
to get up. I'm going to help Bryn. I guess she would be to my side, whatever side. I'm going to try to help Bryn up.
Sure. Yeah, easy enough to do. You spend your action helping Bryn back onto the ledge.
Yes.
Turmeric.
Here we go. 4.
Or roll the movement dice. Jesus. This is insane.
A 1.
A 1 is into the wall again. The fiction makes itself so beautifully where Turmeric has just been like dunk, dunk, dunk for the last minute straight. After Turmeric is Bryn.
Alright. Here we
The
go.
dice create the greatest story.
4 is not enough.
Roll the dice.
6?
Is 6
Uh-oh, is that bad?
is southwest. as you push
come
yourself
on.
off. And Lily, go ahead and roll. Loop, you're hanging. Unfortunately, you can't make the save from where you are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Loop.
She yells as she like pushes herself off. Bryn like puts her hands together as though she's diving.
13.
Man.
How much?
13.
13.
13 is not enough as you
Oh, Jesus
slide off.
Christ.
Hold on, we're doing this again.
Goodness. 16.
16 is enough as you stick your shield into one of these steps and heave these two back onto the ledge. Who's that? Bryn, Loop, your turn?
I will pull myself up
Okay.
and spend my action pulling up Bryn.
I think Loop's
Hold up.
pulled me up so many times at this point.
It is now my turn. Let's see. As you're watching this creature, these tendrils whipping around, it does seem to be done with its first course of this fairy dragon. You watch as the last little tip of the wing gets sucked into the maw. You also watch as that tendril that broke, which is hanging much shorter than the others. There's this black ichor dripping out of it. You watch as another tendril bursts back out of it as it seems to regrow at the start of this creature's turn. And 4 tendrils will once again fly out at everyone who is not the big person. Loop. Oh, that's cocked. That is 11 to hit.
No good.
Bryn. That is 18 to hit.
Oh, come on. No.
Holden. That is... Oh, no, sorry. Lily. That is 9 to hit.
Nope.
Are these the exact same rolls as last time? Holden, that is 16 to hit?
That's not a hit.
Wow. As you have to like bash this tendril off with your shield. Who got hit? Bryn. You are once again pulled out 25 feet this way. Lily, you're off the ledge. Holding in the loop. Strength checks.
As it pulls me out, I'm like, I think it's attracted to the smell of strawberries.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
I don't have to roll, right?
Yeah, you
Halfling
Or
luck.
do I roll?
Yeah.
Halfling luck.
No, Lily, you're
Yeah.
hanging. Holden
Yeah,
rolls.
I'm already...
Luck.
Okay.
Oh.
2 with your halfling luck is not enough. Holden.
I'm rolling. Did you?
Yeah. Lily's like hanging by her elbows. She can't stop this from happening.
That's 17.
17 is enough as you again stick your shield back in, pull them off, and the effect of the gas fades from all of you as the
Round's
world's
already?
longest
Damn.
fucking minute is over. As you all kind of shake it off, you can hear the tendrils of this creature behind you whipping around themselves as it seems suctioned on that far wall. It is Holden's turn.
Fucking fireball.
So
thing.
we've snapped out of it.
Yep, you are all gas free.
Okay, let's help
Get this thing.
Lily up.
Oops.
And that's it, I suppose.
Okay.
Be like, Jesus, fuck you guys.
Lily, it's your turn.
I'm trying to see where I'm at on the map.
You are right here.
And Bryn is still down?
Yep, Bryn and Loop are hanging by their elbows.
Okay, I'll help Bryn.
Turmeric, your turn. You have a bruise on your head for some reason. You're not really sure where it came from.
Just start rubbing it. Can I move forward any bit?
Yeah.
Or is Holden in
can-
my way?
You can move up 5 if you want.
Does Turmeric cut the rope now?
You're not still under the effect of suggestion. You're not compelled to cut the rope. You can if you want, but you are not compelled to.
Okay, I'll just... so how far is this tentacle thing? Is it right below us or on the
10, 15,
other
20,
side?
25, 30. It's on the other side. It is about 40 feet in a line now.
So
It's
like
down-
a level down?
Yeah, down about 10 feet. So it's suckered on the wall right between the two staircases. It would be across from you and down.
Okay. So I can't
under.
like, jump that staircase?
You could try.
Or...
What? No, what?
Hey. What Toomey wants to do, okay? No.
I hear you. What is he doing?
What are you doing for your turn?
I'll just move up next to Holden.
Okay.
And wait till he moves, and I'll ready myself to like help someone if they get pulled out again.
Okay. Holden, you can hear Turmeric muttering something about like, I bet I could make that jump down on the staircase as he's kind of like sidling up behind you. Bryn, is your turn.
I am going to be super pissed off at this point. So I've fallen so many times. I'm going to look at Loop and apologize and help him up for my action. Is that an action?
Yes, yeah, if you want to pull him up.
Okay, I'll pull him up for my action.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'm full life. So yeah, that'll be my action.
You know, Loop is little. I could call this a bonus action. He's little enough that you can literally pick him up by the scruff of the neck and just kind of like, he's a small character.
For my action, I will shoot my acid arrow.
Sure.
For 15 to hit.
That is not a hit.
What?
You watch as it bursts against the creature. It does physically hit. It doesn't seem to do any damage as it.
Okay. On a miss, you take. Target takes half as much of the damage. So
okay. It will take half.
it
Where
will
the
take
acid,
half,
yes, where the acid does splat, it is not resistant to acid. It just has a very high AC.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
So I have to roll my damage. I don't have another. Can you give me another one? Or you have some of these?
I got lots.
Can you give me 3 of those?
3.
Does it take because it says it takes 4d4 damage immediately and then 2 at the end of its next turn. Would it just take the first set of damage then, if it's half damage, or does it still take the second? One.
Let's see. It says on
So
a
it
hit,
says-
it takes 44 damage immediately and 2d4 damage at the end of its turn. On a miss, the arrow splashes the target with that for half as much of the initial damage and no damage at the end of its turn, the spell says.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So half of this. So 4, 8. So 12 points of damage. So 6 for half.
6, okay. You watch as the tendrils, which are already kind of whipping around, seem to go faster and get wilder as they are just coiling and whipping around each other. They're very, very hard to follow. They're so fast. Anything else, Bryn?
Sorry. Nope. That's it.
After Bryn's loop?
So where is this thing in relation to us? It's directly underneath the platform we're on, or is it on the other side?
It's on the other side. It is on this. If you look on that second tower, it is on the bottom of the map. So 45 feet in a line, like diagonal from you.
Okay. I cut the rope
Okay.
and I start walking towards this thing.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Where you are right now, you do still have line of sight on it, and it still does have line of sight on you. Obviously, when you're right above it, you won't be able to see it, and it won't be able to see you.
Okay.
After loop is I. Yep. Once again, the 4 tendrils. It very slowly kind of you can hear it as it like suckers itself 10 feet to the side. And 4 tendrils will shoot. It'll hit the 4 on the far wall. Bryn. That's only 10 to hit.
Nope. Finally.
Lily, 17 to hit.
That hit.
I'll
does
use
hit.
protection on that.
Okay. So Holden brings his shield down and severs the tentacle as it shoots out to grab Lily.
Nice.
Holden, one of the tentacles rolls a natural 20 as it makes its way to you.
Oh, that's a hit.
Uh,
So that's only disadvantage on Lily, so you can roll that again. I don't know if you did.
Oh, it's only disadvantage. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Lily, your second roll is low. It does miss. You do save her. It's 10 to hit.
Okay.
As the shield, yes. Severs one of these tendrils. Holden, you get wrapped up. Turmeric, last one comes to you. That is natural 1. Wow. Natural 20 and then natural 1. Holden, you are wrapped up and pulled 25 feet.
Hey.
5, 10, as the rope goes tight. Turmeric and Lily can try to save you.
I trust in them.
Natural 20.
Sure.
Ooh,
Yeah, easy
that-
enough. As you pull back, the tendril again breaks as it flies off. And Holden, you are slammed back into the side of the stairs. And it is your turn.
It's just half movement to get up, hey?
Yep.
And I'll still have an action.
Yep. And a bonus
Okay,
action.
good. I will. Well, that protection was my bonus action, I suppose. But I will cast magic missile on it.
Protection is probably a reaction, right?
Yeah.
So you do still have, remember, reactions and bonus actions are different. They're separate, totally separate action types. You can't use a bonus action on a reaction. You can't use a reaction on a bonus action. But you can use a reaction and a bonus action.
I see.
So you do still have your bonus action.
Sure. Magic missile on it though.
Sure. Go ahead and roll some damage.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. As the 3 orbs of force slam into this thing.
Fuck you.
You can see it appears to have one big yellow eye in the center of. It also has a conical body as these orbs hit it, and the light from them kind of disperses. You can see it very much looks like a. I guess it'd be sideways because it's suckered to the wall, but it looks like a stalactite. This rock cone almost with these tendrils that seem to come from the base of it, and you can see this one massive circular yellow eye in the middle. Lily, it is your turn.
Okay. I want to cut the rope so bad, but I don't want to because I'm in the middle. Is there any way I can like push Bryn to walk to Bryn and like push her forward to get her moving? I don't know how that.
Yeah, if she doesn't.
Resist?
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will let. If she doesn't resist, I'll let you move her 5 feet. But 5 feet, not the whole rope. You can't do it with everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'll move to Bryn, and then I'll try to push Bryn forward 5 feet, and then maybe. It's,
you know what? I'm not gonna.
Okay.
You can try and shove her if you want. You can take a shove action. But I'm not gonna. I've come around on it. No, I'm gonna say yeah. There is a
Okay,
action
that's
for this
fine.
exact thing that we found out, and it's called shove. So if you want to shove her, you can.
sounds so mean. I want to shove her.
It's very panicked,
I'll
right?
just
It's very
go-
fast. Where you're like, Bryn, get out of the way! Phew! You shove her
Yeah,
ass
no.
down.
Won't
Okay,
I just
fuck
fall?
it. I'm gonna shove her.
You're gonna shove her.
Yeah. Where is she? Yeah, on the corner.
No, she's one away from the. Where am I? I can here. Let me bring the map in, I guess, because we're not way down there anymore. Make it easier for people to see. Whoops. A little easier.
Yeah.
God damn it. Sorry, gang.
Okay, yes. So she's just in front of me. But yeah, I'm gonna just shove her forward.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack. Knock it prone or push it away from you.
I rolled
Athletics
it.
check.
Contested by.
Okay.
You win the contest. Yeah, you can win the contest. She can throw the contest, but you do physically have to shove her. So Bryn, you are like thrown 5 feet.
Prone.
Does it say you land prone? Especially in either knock it prone or push it away. Okay, no, you do not land prone, but Lily like bodily shoulders you in the back.
God, Lily.
Nicely, with nice intent.
And that was your action, Lily. That was the shove
Yes.
action.
Okay, that's okay.
Anything else? You're done?
Nope.
Turmeric, your turn.
I'm gonna take my javelin and throw it at the creature.
Sure, go ahead and roll an attack.
20.
Natural
What's the
20?
roll? Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the crit.
Yeah,
How-
double damage.
How does my crit work again? Because of that feature that I have?
So instead of doubling the dice, you triple the dice, is the only difference there.
The attack dice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I fuck rage. 16 damage. Plus, my modifier. 19.
19. Math is easy. Okay. As your javelin flies, it sticks into this creature, and you can see it sticking out. Whereas this creature is undulating and moving, now this javelin is wedged into it. You can see it kind of tipping backwards and forwards. Anything else, Turmeric?
I am going to use my last javelin and do my second attack.
Yeah, go ahead. And you're free from the rope, right? You cut yourself off?
No.
No, okay.
20. 26. 22.
22's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Seven damage.
7 damage. Shit. As another javelin sticks into this creature. This one. The second javelin falls out of this creature. But it does land on the steps as it lands on the stairs right below it. That was turmeric. Anything else to me?
That's all.
Bryn, you're up. Loop is on deck.
I can bring up the map a little closer.
No more javelins.
Can I see the creature? I cannot.
Yep, you can.
Yeah, you can. Down there.
Oh, it's down there.
It's probably, I would say, because I'm diagonal, probably under 60 feet. Somewhere between
I'm
45 and 60 feet from you.
I'm gonna cast Fireball on it.
Yeah, fuck it up.
The campaign's first fireball?
Be flexing.
Do it.
Pew, 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 pew. Okay.
What's that, a dex save from me?
Yes.
Oh, you're in
Dex
trouble.
save.
This slow creature probably has a pretty good dex save.
Oh, let's hope not.
Natural 1. Minus 1 for a total of 0.
You roll 8.
I need a. I have 7. Okay, so I roll 1 more. Oh gosh. Okay, I never had to roll this many dice. 6.
No triple unranged, only melee. Turmeric, check if your that barbarian ability that gives you the extra crit die is on range attacks as well.
18.
Make sure that doesn't only say melee on it.
28.
Oh yeah, it only says melee.
It only says melee? Okay, so you still have 1 javelin, and it doesn't take that second...
For 30.
Or no, sorry. Javelins are the same. It just takes
I'm pretty
16,
sure it's
8 less damage.
38.
38 point? What does it look like? We've never seen a fireball cast.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Have you seen the Kamehameha?
Nope.
Next time, baby.
Bryn's gonna kind of do. I'm thinking of something similar to Mortal Kombat. She's gonna flex her arms up and down, and then she pulls the whole round motion with her hands, and then releases, and
Sure.
this huge fireball comes right out of her hands and just explodes.
Oh, that's dope.
How big is the area? of damage?
It's a 20-foot radius.
Okay. And that was 38
it's-
points of damage?
Yeah.
Okay. 8,
Blow it up.
30.
Devastating out of nowhere.
So yes, there's this huge of flame that covers this entire wall of the tower for a few moments. Roll me a straight d20, Bryn. Just a straight d20, yeah.
5.
5? Okay, it was a coin toss. As the flame kind of clears, you hear this of stone as the stair below it gets blown off by the fireball. Let me get rid of that stair. And if Salem was paying close attention, he did notice also some staircases lower appeared to be missing.
We got lots of rope.
Don't know how to. I'm bad at roll 20. I don't know how to move this. Oh, here we go. I'm bad at roll 20. I don't know how to move it, but these stairs are gone.
Put an X on them.
That is
I-
stairs.
Can't. I can delete all the stairs, apparently. Ungroup. Okay, hang on. Here we go. This staircase.
Yeah, that was like straight up Genesis.
Yeah, you watch it. Yeah, the Mega Man door. You watch this staircase tumble in two huge pieces, and you can hear it as it bangs off maybe a lower set of stairs in the tower. You're not sure, but you can hear it falling to the ground. This creature is very badly charred. It is still alive and still suckered where it was. All of the tendrils appear to be burnt off, and just these little stubs are kind of waving around.
Oh no!
Loop, it is your turn. Nice fireball.
I will take out my sling and try to throw a rock towards this creature.
Sure, easy enough to, as this staircase and fireball explodes, you're able to just catch a little piece of debris as it flies up. Go ahead and roll attack. As you
21.
go ahead and roll damage.
Yes. That'll be the killing blow.
For 6 damage.
6. As your rock flies in, it hits this creature. It is still alive.
Oh my goodness.
And then I will move 30 more feet to here.
Okay. Yes, the creature has lost line
Or
of sight
sorry,
of you.
25 feet.
Okay.
So I should
You're
be here.
right above it. It can't see you. You can't see it. It is the creature's turn, and you can all hear the bursting of these tendrils as 6 new ones emerge. And it will, again, try to pull off the only 4. This thing's been rolling really cold. It has +7 to all these tendril attacks. Surely we can pull more than one person off. That is 20 to hit. That's a good start. Bryn, 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Lily. 16 to hit, Lily.
Hit. Just hit.
Holden. Oh, that's 9 to hit.
It's not a hit.
Tumrick. That is 16 to hit. 16 to hit.
Protection.
Sure. How many protections do you have per? Is it a dice? Is it one of your superiority die?
No, it's something that I can do every turn with a reaction.
Okay, sure. As that tendril shoots towards Turmeric, you're able to again bring your shield down and chop the end off.
Here again, it's disadvantage, so you can roll again.
Oh right, sorry. That was. It's another 16. 16 both ways.
Shit.
So Turmeric, you do get grabbed as it grabs the 3 of you this time. That was a pretty good roll. And it reels you in. Who got pulled? Bryn, Lily. It's up to you, Holden, as the 3 on this wall who are all roped together, right? You are all 4 roped together still? Or no, Lily's not.
Oh,
Yes,
Lily,
we are. Yeah.
you are?
I didn't
Okay.
cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
that is an 18.
An 18? Wow. As you, again, all 3 of them like, and you smash your shield into this little crack between the stairs and the wall. And you can feel and see the stone, the spiderweb crack, as it starts to spread. But you do manage to hang on to them. This is a little
Right.
weird. This is a little weird, but yes, you do manage to hang on to them. And these tendrils, which do seem... they seem to have poor tensile strength, where if they are very quickly jerked, they snap, which they, again, all do, as you... three of you slam back into the stairs. It is Holden's turn.
Magic missile.
Sure. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Two, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 is enough. How would you like to do this?
Fucking just magic missile and burn the shit out of that thing.
Sure. As these orbs slam
My
into it.
shield.
Yeah, 2 out of the eyes, 1 out of the mouth. And they slam into this creature. It just very slowly detaches and falls off the wall into the abyss without a second sound.
That thing.
And we are,
A second.
Oh, goodness.
for the moment, out of combat.
God damn it.
Jesus.
That's fucking
Grab
difficult, you
Holden in
guys.
a bear hug and lift him up and be like, "You did it! You're saved."
That's one of my first kills. Maybe one of my second ones.
You should
Everybody, get up. Let's fucking... We gotta get down this thing.
you should record your kills on your shield.
Yeah. The piece of chalk.
Yeah, the truck.
Hey, don't use
Yeah,
that
we,
chalk. We don't have enough.
We gotta get down this fucking thing as fast as we can, because this is a detriment to everything.
Yeah, I might have blown up the stairs. by
Yes, you
accident.
might have blown up the stairs.
My
How
bad.
far is the drop down from staircase to staircase?
30 feet to the one below you.
Could we... Like, we probably have... For us
We have
that are
long
still
enough
attached
rope.
together, if someone hangs off the staircase and lowers this down to the next one, we're already all roped
can-
together.
We can do it like a slinky, kind of.
So you are able to, now that you have the time, you're Holden, you're able to send your dancing lights down, and you can illuminate the next few levels of staircase. And you can see that there are some missing below as well, where whether they were already missing or maybe the damage from the fireball took them out, you're not sure. But there are several of these staircases missing that you can see.
Like the full length of the staircase, right?
Yeah, it looks like maybe as you're kind of looking down, you can see that it looks like a staircase fell on this one side and then took out the one below it. And thoughts of that fireball and that those 2 huge pieces of stair that you saw fall off, and you could hear them banging down the tower, sit in your mind.
What if, like...
What if I hang you guys down to the next stair, and then you guys, we all go down. We just go down vertically instead of
That's what I
around.
was thinking too. What if we start moving vertically down? I can use
I'm
the piece
down
of
with
winter to make like a trident or something and ram it into the rock. And then we could loop
Why don't
the
you-
rope around the top.
Why don't you make a
I don't know.
slide so we can slide all the way down?
Yeah, that would
I
be
don't think
way
I can.
easier.
Can I make a slide? I can try.
You're kind of cool, just like
One of
down.
those spirally slides.
Oh yeah. Imagine
I
how
could
much
try.
fun we'll have.
Can I attempt to cast like a slide
Make
as far?
anything.
Well, it probably has to be as far as I can see.
Just attempt it.
Okay, I'll attempt it.
Sure. As you take that little cold piece of metal out and hold it in your hand, focusing on it, envisioning this ice slide in your mind, the first few feet of it form as it this mist coalesces around your feet, and 4 or 5 feet of it forms, but that is apparently the extent of the piece of winter's capabilities.
Only 4 or 5 feet?
Yeah, of this big wide ice slide.
Well, I guess you can't use that thing anymore today.
No, I think I can. It's
Yes,
a
you
one
can.
item limit.
It's just it would destroy the other one.
It will just get rid of the slide. Hmm.
as you're kind of using this item and you're sort of getting the hang of it, you kind of realize it's just too much ice. It's too much ice. It has its limitations, which is mostly the items in the PHP, things like pitons, pickaxes, hammers, but a full 30-foot slide, you think, is probably out of its capabilities.
Let's drop vertically with our rope. Staircase to staircase.
Yeah, I guess. Do we have any of those pitons left?
I have a bunch.
From that one time?
Yeah, I have a bunch.
I guess.
But I mean, is that like the best? Is that the safest route? Like, I know we have to skip this one that got blown out, and the ones, the subsequent ones, which looks like the rest of the subsequent ones.
We're eventually gonna have
never
to
mind,
go
I just
vertically
looked.
anyways.
Yeah, we should be able to take the stairs down until we get to a broken section and then rope down the broken section.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, let's go.
Sure, you'll start proceeding down the staircase?
Yeah.
Who is tied together right now?
Everyone except for
Everyone
Luke
but
to
Luke.
Okay. Yes, you're able to proceed up to this second stair is where it first breaks. We're doing 1, 2, like you read a page, but 1, 2, if the click appears, 3, 4. Yes, so I will just move Loop up to kind of the edge. I mean, you don't have to be right here, but this is about as far as you all can proceed before the stairs are missing.
So then it would go from where Loop is to
the third one. Yeah.
They're both the
So
same, so it really doesn't matter, but yes.
So basically below us. So there's nothing below us to go to. So we'd actually have to hang off of. You'd have to back.
No, if we drop from right here, we should end up right down here.
Right there. Yeah, okay.
okay.
Someone could just hang on to Loop and lower him. And who's on the end? I think Toomey is on one end and I'm on the other.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Toomey goes last and we brace for him to jump down in case he misses.
Well, if we use the orb of winter to make the pitons out of ice,
The slide.
then we can
Or the
tie the rope
pitons.
to that piton, and then once we get down there, you just make another one. The first one disappears, rope falls, we catch it, rinse and repeat.
Okay, let's give that a shot.
Sure, what are you doing,
Okay,
Brent?
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to create a piton at the top.
Sure. Yeah, as you focus on that piece of winter, a little spike of ice with a flat end, it's kind of furled out, meant to be hammered into something, forms in your hand.
And I'm going to try to hammer it into the wall. Right where Loop is.
Sure. Do you have a hammer? What are you using the hammer?
I will
Use hold and shield.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
other
really have
tools.
anything to hammer it though.
Probably be more effective at that. But yeah, I'll try walloping it.
Sure. It takes a bit. It'll take you 2 to 3 minutes probably with your shield, but you are eventually able to kind of line up the corner of your shield and wedge it into this crack. Where in the tower are you driving the piton into?
I was thinking, can we use like a thing to like blink on this?
I don't know how they do
If you
that.
click and hold, then it does the...
Oh, there you
Right,
go.
okay, yeah. So I was thinking just on the. Here, give me that. Like, so this is like this little corner here. Right here is like missing a space. So I was gonna do it right in the wall here.
Okay, in the wall, sure. Easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you drive it into these. Again, they're not brick like the map looks. This is kind of smooth stone construction. It looks dug or chiseled out. But you're able to drive your piton in. And you give it a good kind of tug. It seems sturdy.
Okay. And then I guess how are we gonna do this, guys? would Toomey brace us until he can tie to that piton?
Or no, wouldn't we tie the rope?
Rope's tied to the piton.
Oh yeah, because
Then we're
Luke cut
just,
the
like,
rope.
lowering?
And then you guys just climb down. We all climb down one by one.
Okay, but we're all still tied to the rope though.
I'll
Does
Yeah,
anyone
you'll have to
any
untie
more rope?
yourselves.
untie ourselves.
Oh wait, okay, I have 35 feet of rope still, so I can just tie that to me and tie it to the piton, and then everyone
Yeah.
tie the
Untying
rope to the
myself.
piton, and we can just climb down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to disconnect from each other for us to
go
get
down?
this. So
As
Yeah,
nice as it was.
tie that
Relying on each other.
35 feet of rope to the piton, and then that'll allow us to sort of scale down. Is that right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna have to be connected. So everybody, use caution.
E. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So let's cut the rope. Or untie the rope.
Can I untie it?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna untie it.
Okay, everybody unties themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
As you're doing it on this very narrow staircase, there are, like, anytime you have to lean away from the wall and look into this void, you can feel the bottom of your stomach drop out as this seemingly impossibly high drop is still below you.
Well,
Okay.
gotta do what we gotta do. I'll tie
What the
my
hell, why?
35 foot of rope to the piton
Sure.
and then start lowering myself down.
Go ahead and roll me a athletics check.
I will reach out and cast guidance on Bryn as she
Oh.
walks by.
Thank gosh.
Okay.
Athletics. What is that? Guidance is a D4?
Yeah, you can add a D4 after you lose.
Oh. Okay, after I lose.
I mean, after you roll.
Do I have to say it first, or can I add it after I know the number?
Before I say pass or fail, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good. 15?
15 is, yeah, good enough. Sliding down a rope is not all that hard as you grab on and slide down. Your boots make contact on the next set of stairs down below.
All right. I'm going to yell out, come on down. And I'll move over.
Who's next?
Luke, you're up
I'll
at the top.
I'll wait for Lily to come next, and then I'll cast guidance on her as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bryn, you lose yours as soon as I cast it on someone else, though.
That's
so
okay.
heads up.
Yeah. That's
It's
fine.
really not hard to slide down a rope. So unless anybody rolls literally a natural one, you can easily enough grab on and go sliding down.
Okay.
So just roll and see if you critically fail. See if the piton comes loose. But otherwise, we can we can kind of proceed a little in fast forward motion, if assuming you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, there might be more combat down here. I'm just gonna alert you that if there is enemies or something in the tower, and you decide to proceed like that, I'm not gonna. It's up to you.
For the sake
No,
of the show, let's fucking expedite this.
Yeah.
Just everybody who's going down, give me a d20 then, and as long as it's not
17.
a critical fail, you will all make it.
10.
17.
6.
Lily
Yeah,
barely makes it, but makes it. As you are sliding down, Lily, you can hear the piton kind of creaking in the wall as but it does hold. Well, you can keep going if you want. The piton does melt after,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
either
same thing on the next drop.
10 minutes or when Bryn makes a new one, the piton does melt.
Yeah.
As
I'll
you guys
just
thought it
make
would.
a new one.
Sure.
And I'll grab the rope.
Okay, go ahead and just roll for descending. We'll fast forward as everybody makes their way around to the next gap. It is another. So, how much? Hang on. How much rope do you have?
I have
Lots.
35 feet.
between you guys, you have like 1 million.
Oh,
feet,
we have
I
a
think.
lot.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
like
okay.
70 of myself.
As you look down in this next gap, 2 sets of stairs are missing. So it is about 60 feet to the next step. But luckily, you have 10,000 feet of rope, so it is no big deal to tie 2 ropes together and still slide down. 1 rope, 2 rope, 3 rope. Give me... there are 4 more sections in this tower that you have to do this rope maneuver.
Holy smokes.
So if we just want to roll them right now, and as long as nobody crit fails, it'll all be good.
So we need to roll
Close to
4?
that last one.
Yeah, we'll do them in rounds, though, because it might affect it. So for everybody descending the next round, everybody roll your d20.
Okay.
11.
16.
11.
20...
Next one.
21.
Nobody dies. Nobody rolls a 1. And while you guys are doing this, like, it is slow goings in this tower. You are, as you're making your way down these floors and having to put pitons in and maneuver around, by the end of this, you would guess you were in this tower for, it's very hard to tell, but multiple hours. You've gone very, very far down into the earth. Next round of d20s.
11 again.
Okay. These are, I guess it doesn't matter because we're just crit failing or not.
Yeah.
13.
Everybody survives.
Yep.
Round number 3. As you guys have, do you guys have 120 feet of rope?
We have like 300.
Yeah, you do have like 300 feet. There is a 120 foot section where, again, you guys stocked up from way earlier on rope, so not a big deal.
For this moment.
But you can see a lot of this tower. The lower you get, the more of it seems to be destroyed. Where more and more sets of stairs are missing, and chunks of, just little chunks that you kind of have to jump across are missing. It seems the lower you get, the more into ruin these staircases are.
So presumably my dancing lights are just following us, and it's casting the dim light, but do we notice any sort of change in texture or anything of note as far as like we're expediting this move down?
It's getting cooler, you notice. The temperature is dropping a little bit, not unpleasant, but chilly and kind of dank. And every time you stop to listen for the sound of those creatures, or maybe another one of the tentacle monsters you fought, which is called a roper, all you hear is the gentle clinking of the chains hanging in the middle of this chamber as they just gently swing in some underground breeze making its way just very, very gently up the tower.
Okay.
Next round.
Pass.
Oh, just pass.
You roll 2.
All I do is roll 11s.
17.
18.
That is enough. As you guys descend another of these missing gaps. And as you look down now, you can see the bottom of this tower, or what you're thinking of as the bottom. It seems to open up where the staircase down one wall continues. It seems to... The stairs are unchanging, whatever the method of their construction was. These white, slick, narrow stone steps, they go straight down. They stop looping around a tower, and you can't see walls anymore. You very much get the impression that you have sort of entered the top of a cavernous chamber, which you are looking down into. Still cannot see the floor or the bottom.
So is it just the staircase that continues, but there's like no walls, like no sort of...
Hang on, I'm God damn it. I broke everything. Okay, sorry, what?
So the stairs continues, the shaft sort of ends, but the stairs continues down into a massive chamber, is what I'm sort of seeing in my head, if that's how you describe it?
Yeah, you're not sure the size of the chamber, but you can't see walls, can't see floor, and it very much gives you this impression of space.
But that's the stairs continue down with no sort of support on either side?
They appear to be against a wall. They are like carved into a wall. So you have wall on one side and then open drop on the other, but they do appear to just go straight, as far as your light can see.
As we go down this staircase, I'm gonna pull out a chalk and drag it across the wall.
Sure.
As we go down.
Excellent.
Can I see if I smell or hear anything as we're getting closer into this space?
Roll me a perception check with advantage, as you are a blood hunter.
18.
18? You can... That was with advantage, right?
Yes, yeah.
You can smell those fairy dragons from before. You can definitely tell that they passed up through the bottom of this chamber. And like the smell of them is quite prevalent here. You get the sense that maybe they go up and down quite frequently. And you can also hear... you can hear some kind of an animal... No, like a chirp almost. It almost reminds you of birds, where you can hear little almost chirps and croaks. You're not really sure where they are coming from or how many they are, or really even what they are. You would guess they're somewhere off in what you are now kind of assuming is this massive cavernous chamber, the way you can hear the sounds kind of echoing around them.
Okay. I'll relay that to the party. Can I put my right on sheer? It's
Sure.
on my whip right now.
Yep.
Do you want me to roll that Hemocraft, or are we just gonna...
Yep, every time you use it, you take the damage now.
What is... I don't know what our marching order is right now, but I'll urge our team to continue downwards.
Sure. As Lily puts her whip away, you watch as Sheer comes out and she runs it along her arm as this spray of blood causes the lightning to crackle down it.
4 feet of blade.
Yeah, it's very, very long. What is the marching order? As you... Well, I guess the marching order is whatever the marching order was. There's kind of no room to reposition on these staircases. As you start descending these stairs, one hand on the wall of this chamber, the other side just a sheer drop. Looking up, you can see, yes, that the tower appears to be just this square hole in the top of a chamber against one wall where the stairs continue down. And Holden, as you send your dancing lights out to the 40 feet, you see a massive, massive cavernous chamber, hundreds or maybe thousands of feet across. It's very, very hard to get a sense of it. And that's really all you can see. You just get the sense of a floor about 250 feet, 200 feet below you. This staircase itself, another 200 feet of descent to the bottom. And that's about all you can see from where you are, the dim light up on the stairs. And as you continue to descend down into this space, we will go for our first break.
Oh, sure.
Yes, we will fill our drinks, we will use the restroom, we'll take a quick little break here, and I'll turn the music something a little less ominous for a moment. And then we'll meet back here for more role-playing action in just a second. Let's continue. As you continue this descent down these very narrow, very steep, very slick stairs, cut into the side of this chamber wall. As you descend further and further, you can see the outline of the ground. You can see... it's very hard to tell. It is pitch black down here, other than the 4 dancing lights that Holden has stretched before the party. You can't really see the scope of this chamber. Again, it seems absolutely massive. But as you get closer and closer to the floor, you can see what appear to be these countless wooden beams, just kind of sticking out at the earth at odd angles. Maybe once were, you're not even really sure, some kind of a contraption or something. Many of them seem to have kind of fallen to piles or have rotted away. And they're all casting these very long, confusing shadows. It looks a little bit like a battlefield, almost, as you are descending. And you do eventually see the bottom of the staircase. It just ends. Comes to the floor without any ceremony. There's really nothing remarkable about it other than you're no longer on the stairs and now on the hard dirt floor of this chamber. It is not the smooth rock that the tower was cut out of. What would you like to do? Your backs are to the wall.
Feels good to have fucking ground around us.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that it was all all dirt.
Yeah, seems to be kind of hard packed, like somebody has, or maybe not intentionally so, but it has been packed, whether in construction or just from use, just from footsteps walking over it.
Backs against the wall, you said, and it just stretches out?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. Stretches off into the void in all directions, except for that wall that you have your backs to.
So it's just... it's just ground.
Mm-hmm.
Can I create a trident with my piece of winter?
Sure, yeah. As you focus,
and I'm gonna
trident materializes in your hand.
I'm gonna throw it into like the middle of the ground.
Sure, you just want to throw it as far as you can, like into the darkness?
Yeah, like I just want to, basically I want to test to see if there's anything in the ground. Is it like, it's because you said it's just like dirt, like a padded dirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna throw it and see what happens.
Sure, yeah, the trident sticks into the dirt.
Okay.
This is nice at all.
Thanks. I need to practice more, but getting that arm all strong.
Well, you sense anything down here? Should we proceed?
I heard those noises earlier. Birds or something. Not maybe birds, but it sounded kind of like birds.
I can't, I'm sort of losing you on the mic.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You heard noises before.
Yeah, I heard noises before. It kind of sounded like birds, which now that I think about it is kind of weird because we're so far down, but... Oh, well, I don't know. I don't sense any danger. I mean...
What are we seeing
you have to be careful.
as far... What are we seeing as far as these wood structures go?
From where you are, you're not really sure what to make out of them. Now that you're kind of down on the ground, it's obviously it's not a battlefield, but it very much gives you that kind of sense where it's all these beams at contrasting angles. Some you can see appear to be tied together almost in a triangular shape, where they are sort of tied at the top in such a way that these were probably contraptions of some kind, some kind of. You're not sure, but thoughts of the pulley system and the chains up above hit you. It looks very much like that. Well, it looks very much like the thing that you got lowered down the well in the yawning portal, and even more so like the one above the tower shaft where you initially made your descent from that underground lake.
I mean, it's a big chamber. My lights only really go 40 feet. Lily, you said you had torches, right? Should we all
Yeah, sure.
use torches and kind of spread out a little bit further? Cover as much ground as we can?
I'll pull out 5 torches from my pack.
Sure.
Bryn, can you light these?
You know I can. I'll put my hand out and light all the torches.
Sure.
With my prestidigitation.
It is a little bit better lit down here now with the torches. And you can see that, yes, whatever these piles and these rotted bits of timbers and beams, in the torchlight now you can see the glints of metal and chain and pulleys very similar to the ones you saw upstairs. And they appear to be all different sizes. You see some you would guess were, when they were functional and together, maybe 5 or 6 times the size of the one you saw at the top of the tower. And then some appear to be much smaller and were maybe used for, again, you're not really sure, but assuming they are kind of pulley systems, smaller goods and things.
Would anyone be interested in taking a short rest?
Yeah, actually.
I'm just asking because I did a little flex back there. I'm feeling a little weak.
Yeah, if we need to take a rest, take a rest.
Yeah, I'm down for
Even
that.
just like a short rest?
Sure.
Since we appear to be safe for now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or if anyone who doesn't need a rest could maybe keep a watch. Keep a watch.
I can keep a watch.
Yeah, I don't really need a rest either, but yeah, I can hang out and keep an eye on everything.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm gonna take a short rest then and meditate.
Sure. Who else taking the short rest?
I'm seeing if I can gain
Yeah.
spell slots with the short rests.
Spell slots? Almost certainly not as a fighter.
But
Yeah, I don't think so.
So if I'm level 5, I can only take. I have to round down, correct?
Yeah. And remember, it's total levels.
1. Yes, got it.
So 2 level 1s or 1 level 2.
I'm gonna take 1 level 2 back.
Sure. Who's keeping watch? Whoever's keeping watch, give me a perception roll. Turmeric.
Nope. Oh, dear.
Oh, what's going on over there? My perception.
You guys gotta unplug,
9.
replug your mic, Ollie. Yours is fucked. How much, sorry?
9.
9? Okay.
I rolled a 20.
20? Loop. As Bryn is sitting down, meditating, the light of the torch is kind of illuminating a bit more. Your back's against this one wall. Let's see. Yeah, you do see them. You can see the invisible shimmer of... It's about the same size, what you would guess were the fairy dragons from above. They appear to just kind of approach the edge of the torchlight, and as you watch, they kind of skittishly seem to approach, and you can hear kind of it's like sniffing almost. You can hear this, and then they very skittishly and slowly you get the sense they back away, and they disappear back into the darkness.
So yeah, I'll let everyone know. Those invisible fairy dragon things, they're still kicking around. There's at least a few of them down here with us.
Alright.
I'm also taking a short rest with Bryn.
Sure. Yeah. You get to spend your hit die, do whatever you need to. The 30 minutes does pass, other than that, without incident.
And then
so
coming off the tail end of the short rest, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Sure. Yeah. As you finish your ritual, what's the range on that again?
30 feet.
30 feet. Other than the glows of your items and what you would expect to have on you, we don't detect any magic.
Okay.
Within 30 feet.
What do you guys think? Fan out a little bit? Just to cover some ground, and then, I don't know, head... Presumably the wall is to our south. We head north?
Use the chalk.
Let's say the wall is on the hypothetically, say maybe a map was prepared for this. Let's say the wall was on the west side. Let's say you guys are on the west side of this chamber. So north, east, south are completely open. Void on all sides. But you're on the far west wall.
Or would it be better to sort of hug a wall and go around that way?
Can I look around, see if there's any fresh footprints going off in any direction?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
What if we each took a piece of chalk and just ran it on the ground as we walk?
What'd you roll, Timber?
18.
18?
For like halfling type footprint.
The only footprints you can find are these little, seem to be paw prints, these padded paw prints. And you can find them, they crisscross the area. Whatever these creatures are have been kind of all over this space. But you don't find any, other than your own footprints, you don't find any, anything else.
I'm going to put my right on sheer again.
Sure.
And I'm rolling. Okay. Should we?
What do you think?
I think the chalk on the ground idea is smart, but maybe not all of us. Because what if we
crisscross?
Yeah, like how do we know which?
Because everyone has the same colored chalk.
I mean, we're not going to be separating too much, and like we're not going to be crossing each other's paths. I figure we just fan out. So that we're.
And how do you know how far to go?
I mean, we'll see each other's
Go
torches.
until we find something.
Yeah.
If we're fanning out, we're just gonna get farther and farther away from each other.
Well, let's not lose sight of each other, please. That'd be bad news.
What if we go count like 100 feet, like 100 paces, foot length, and then turn around and see who we can see? Or we can tie a rope, long stretch of rope between each of us, and then we all fan out until the rope goes taut.
Because they'll get caught in these pieces of wood.
Oh yeah, good point.
Let's just, let's just move forward. And just try not to lose sight of each other.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
So you guys are
Roll
like,
again.
in a fan, the five of you kind of all walking, sort of equal angles, trying to, find the edges of this chamber?
I don't know, like that's another thing. Should we keep one of the edges within reach and kind of just move along the perimeter, or should we cut right through the middle?
Ooh. The only edge we see is the one on our backs behind us.
Yeah, but why? Yeah.
So you just
Maybe
want to follow this wall?
Yeah.
I mean, that'll probably help us from getting
Follow it
disoriented.
north.
So yeah, that's a good idea.
What if we just follow the wall
Alright.
as a group?
Let's just follow it north.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Sure.
I'm gonna pull out more chalk.
Okay. You guys are heading north along the wall?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me whoever's up front, roll me a perception check. As you are closer to the edges of the chamber, it is relatively clear of debris, and is easy enough to kind of keep a hand on the wall and walk along it. As
I
you
don't
get
think we should go single file around on the wall. I think we should also like spread out.
okay.
Space.
Okay. Well, I'm along the wall, talking line, waving it
Sure,
around.
I'll be further in.
Okay.
I can
And
I can
everybody
go.
else in between.
Sure.
Or yeah, maybe Lily further in, so then you have your senses.
Yeah,
That
I'll
close.
go like first, I guess, so I can make that roll.
Mm-hmm.
That work?
Give me perception checks as you all kind of fan out, keeping the one wall in your sight. Turmeric literally walking along with a piece of chalk. So these
We all
perception
give our
rolls are.
own.
Yep.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So did I.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Lily, with you being kind of more into the chamber, away from the wall, you were having to sort of climb around some of these beams and pick your way through them. And there's a moment where you duck under one of the larger beams, and it kind of shifts a little bit, and you freeze, but it doesn't fall as you keep moving through. And you can hear again the sound of, it reminds you of birds. This little chirping, almost croaking sound coming from somewhere in this. It seems somewhere. You would guess within. Well, you rolled a natural 20. Definitely within 30 feet of you. It seems to come from somewhere in the debris, kind of in these wooden beams and slats that create these tons of these natural kind of covered areas underneath them. Hang on, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a sec. Turmeric, you only walk for, but this kind of all happens at the same time. Turmeric, you walk for, you're not exactly sure. You would guess maybe a couple hundred feet. And you do see the edge of the chamber, the northern wall of the chamber, where it very naturally just seems to curve around. There's no hard corner. And that wall, much like the one you had your back to, appears to be of the same construction, this dugout cavern. And it curves to the north. And you pass underneath the chains that were hanging down the center of the tower as you kind of pass directly under where that tower opened up, being on that wall. The rest of you don't really notice too much of anything. Holden, you rolled a natural 20 actually as well, didn't you? Mm-hmm. And you are like between the wall and... Yeah, you also pick up on this, whatever this noise is. Just on the edge of your hearing. Kind of coming from over where near Lily is.
Mm-hmm. And we recognize those as those little dogs, right?
You don't. And they don't, they to Lily, they don't sound like the barks and kind of squawks that you were hearing in the tower.
Okay, there's different.
Does someone want to come over where I am? I think I hear something. There's like a chirping noise where I am.
I sort of hear it too.
And Holden, as you make your way over, Lily, you can kind of pinpoint that the sound is coming from. Seems to be an alcove or a space formed under some of this debris. Very, very heavy beams are laying across some of these sections, and you figure you could maybe try to pry one of these beams if you want to gain access to where these sounds are coming from.
Lil, you want to help me with this?
Yeah, sure.
Try this out.
Sure. Roll me this is a strength check. The both of you, or one can roll twice, as you're trying to lift and pry one of these huge heavy beams out of the debris where it's kind of settled and held in by the weight of everything else.
I got a 21 with that.
21. 21's easy enough, where with the two of you especially, you can get under one end of it and push this beam out of the way. And Lily, in this space, you can see... appears that all sorts of like sticks and bits of fabric and all these little kind of odds and ends that all appear to have come from, you would guess, the surface, where you haven't seen any trees, but yet there are, dead branches and feathers and dried leaves and things, and it's all kind of piled into a little mound in the center of this space. In the center.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
In the center of the mound. You can see, like their wings are a little too big and out of proportion. The eyes seem much too large, and the ears as well. But you can see what appears to be a nest with 3 of these very tiny baby fairy dragons in it. And as you look around, you can see the invisible shimmer of 2 much larger ones to either side, and they appear to be just unmoving right now, watching you.
Okay.
What do you think? Should we just back off from this, or?
Yeah, I think we should put this
you don't want to
beam down quietly.
One.
Yeah, can we just let the beam down and sort of back away?
Yeah. I'm gonna quietly try to put the beam down.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you're able to lower the beam back down.
Yep,
And as you do, you can hear this low, almost this cat-like growl from one of these creatures where it's as you get close to it. But as you put the beam back down, they appear to be leaving you alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we
that's
should
that.
not mess.
I mean,
with
are you sure no one wanted one? One of the babies? Train it?
Ren, would you?
Here we go.
No, I'm okay for now. I didn't take care of my last bird.
Last
So
Uber.
is this expanse of land just like dirt with wooden beams?
From what you've seen of it
About?
so far, yeah. Seems to be. Yep.
Is there anything like carved on the beams? Is there any kind of like markings on them?
Oh, you can roll an investigation check. Kind of picking through the debris.
Or anything of worth?
Yeah, you can take a look. We're losing you on mic a little bit, Paula, when you talk.
Okay.
I don't know what changed, but sometimes we don't even, it doesn't even pick you up sometimes.
15.
15. You're able to find a lot of tool marks and like chisel edges and places where these beams were sawed, wooden pegs where they were held together. And they very, very much seem like the construction upstairs, but fallen into disrepair.
Okay. Nothing special. I think we can move on.
What are we seeing as we move on? Like, Turmeric's hugging the wall, and we're kind of spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just dirt and wooden beams, like nothing else. You said we've traveled like, what, 200 feet?
Yeah, Turmeric did find the north wall, where it the chamber does curve around. But as far as the east and the south are concerned, yeah, just dirt. This packed dirt floor, these wooden beams and bits of debris, and darkness in the distance.
Okay, well, let's continue on.
Sure.
I agree.
As you keep moving along the north wall, you go about, it's pretty far, you're really not sure, hundreds of feet, you're traveling to the east, and at the edge of your torchlight, you can see, at first you think it's it must be the east wall of this chamber, but as you get closer, you can see it is a wall, but it appears to be a constructed wall. It is about 40 feet high, this crenellated or like ramparted wall where the tops, it is like, think traditional vintage castle wall where the tops are these, missing brick for archers to shoot out. It appears to be about 40 feet high, is made of these massive black stones that have somehow been maneuvered into position. And it comes very, very, very sharply off the cavern wall, where it is a hard 90 degree. But yes, you encounter the edge of this massive wall.
I'm gonna keep running my chalk line on it.
Sure.
Do we see, that's what, a sort of watchtower-like kind of thing?
Do you see a watchtower on the wall?
No, is that thing that we run into, is that like a watchtower?
You're not really sure. Where you are in the corner of the chamber, it comes off the chamber wall, and you can't see the end of it. It just stretches off into the darkness, which makes you think much more. If it is a watchtower, it is massive, where you can't see. This wall just continues off. It would be to the south now.
Okay. Yeah.
Should we check for footprints or
Check footprint.
check for footprints? Lily, check for footprints.
I'm gonna check for.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
I did.
Are you continuing to make your way around this chamber?
Me? I rolled an 18.
18?
So yeah, I'll see if I can see any footprints, I guess.
Sure. You don't really. You are able to find the odd footprint here, but they appear to be who knows how old, just left in kind of unchanging dirt. You don't find any, apart from these little fairy dragon tracks that seem to crisscross all over the area.
Okay.
You don't find any footprints.
Yeah, let's continue on then.
Sure. As you begin to head, so this would be south, Turmeric drawing on the wall with a line of chalk. Whoever's in front, in the torchlight, you notice it appears to be a massive person. This huge, like, giant is where your head goes immediately, where you can see this huge humanoid shape, a head and arms and feet, and it appears to be almost down on one knee, a hand planted on the ground. And you're not really sure what to make of it, but you can see it be about 60 feet ahead of you, just on the edge of the ring of your torchlight.
Is it like all one color, like a statue, or like is it?
You just see the outline from where you are. If you can get closer if you want to investigate.
I don't.
How far is it? 60?
Yep, about 60 feet ahead of you, right on the edge of your where your torchlight shows.
One of you fighter types.
Pick up a rock and throw it that far?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, you can throw a rock. You can throw a javelin 120 feet, so you can throw a rock 60 feet.
Okay. Done. I'm doing it.
Sure, roll an attack on your rock.
20.
20? Yeah, the rock hits whatever this thing is, and you hear it fall to the ground.
It doesn't move?
It doesn't seem to.
Lily, do you catch a smell or a sound off this thing?
I'm gonna see if it.
Sure.
14. Yeah, 14 with it.
No, you don't hear or smell anything other than the. It's very faint on this part of the chamber, but you can still kind of smell the fairy dragons. Now you sort of know what you're looking for.
I'll move forward.
I'll approach it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Right.
Turmeric, as you walk up to it, you can see it does appear to be a statue. It's very, very tall. Taller than the wall, even. You would guess about 50 feet from the top of its head. And it is down on one knee, one hand, the right hand, planted in the earth. The left hand appears to be missing. It is just an arm that ends in kind of a stump. And it very much gives you the impression of it's like somebody's been pushed over almost and they fell. Where he's down, the statue is down on one knee and it would be like looking at the ground, basically. It looks like somebody mid-fall.
What is it a statue of? Like a humanoid? Human?
Yeah,
features?
it's relatively featureless. It's almost like your shield in a way, where there's the impression of eyes and a nose and a mouth. But there's no hair, no ears. Like, it is very, very featureless. Just humanoid.
No wings, no like features. Just
no hard defined features really. Just smooth stone.
And is this situated? Is this situated just in the middle of the wall, kind of thing, or is it like guarding?
So it is. It is. Its head is facing away from the wall. It looks like it kind of. It looks like it was, standing against the wall. Imagine a person standing against the wall and then fell forward. But as you look at the wall, you can see behind it there is what appears to be a massive gate. These two huge. You're not really sure. They seem to be metal. They reflect your torchlight back at you. But these massive, sharp, angular black gates. I can tell you exactly how big they are. They are 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 feet. So each of these doors is about 30 feet. And this statue, 30 foot wide. This statue appears to be, seeing the gate and the statue, it very much looks like almost like a guard posted sentry at the front of this gate. And you can see that the gate, at first as you're looking at it, it appears to be shut. But as you get closer, you can see that it is slightly ajar. You would guess about 20 feet of an opening, it seems, where these two gates are not quite closed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wall continues to extend to the south.
Ooh, knowing that a magician lived here, I feel like this might come to life at some point. I don't know. I feel like we have to be careful not to activate this thing.
Is there enough space in this gate for us to move through without touching or disturbing anything?
Yeah, it's a 20-foot opening.
Feet, right? That's pretty, yeah.
Loop, you have been walking around the side of the chamber, have found the north wall, have found this massive...
No, I know.
Okay, I didn't know if you were...
Yeah, I was listening.
Maybe
Sorry.
you could detect magic and see if there's any kind of magical traps around here.
Are we in a hurry? Should I cast it as a ritual? Should I just burn a
I'm
slot?
not in a hurry.
I think you could take, what is it, 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got 10 minutes to burn.
I'm gonna.
Okay. Yeah, I will ritually cast Detect Magic.
Sure.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna draw a mural of our adventures on the wall with my chalk.
You're gonna draw a mural? Okay. Sure.
Plus.
10 minutes pass. You
Easily.
finish your Detect Magic. You do not detect any... Other than the clothes of the items on you, you do not detect any magic.
Did we detect magic on that illusion, on that hand upstairs?
Yeah.
The other half of this
Yeah, we
guy's
did,
hand?
There was no
And
magic.
we didn't, there was no magic on it, right?
Mhm.
But there was still an illusion of that hand.
I think that hand came from this statue.
We're having trouble.
Notable.
We're having trouble hearing you, Jay.
Change, set it forward.
Do you think that hand came from that statue?
Well, I think so.
No, undoubtedly.
How did that hand get up there then? So
It's a great question.
Does-
Nothing about
down
this place
here.
really makes sense.
Does the scale of the statue match? Like, does it look like, with how big that hand was up there, does it look like the statue could have been the same one?
Yeah, you would assume it was the same one.
Yeah, this is strange.
Mm-hmm.
Are we wanting to go through these gates?
can I investigate the statue more? Like climb up it and stuff?
Sure.
Look at
Yeah,
it,
well, roll an investigation check.
see if it'll come to life. Oh. 8.
8. It appears to be a statue.
Alright guys, it's just a statue. It'll be fine.
So these gates, does it look like, does the wall of this structure go all the way to the ceiling, or does it look like we could climb over?
So the gates are open about 20 feet. And as you kind of peer around the side, you can see they do appear to be. You could walk through that main way. The wall is about 40 feet high, so you could climb over. The ceiling is hundreds of feet above. So there is a lot of space.
Okay, I'm gonna approach the gate and see if the detect magic picks anything up.
Nope. Does not detect any magic.
I search for traps.
Sure. Yeah. Search how.
Like the ground, see if there's any like tripwires.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Go to me.
13.
13. You don't find any tripwires or pressure plates or nothing appears to be trapped. You do notice a matching indentation on the other side of the gate, which appears to be about the same size as the statue on the other side, where you figure that there were probably once two of these statues, one on either side of this gate, and the second one has just left a indentation.
Weird. Does anybody else?
Safe?
Did anybody else notice that?
Well, it looks safe to me. We can head through and see what's on the other side.
Yeah, let's do that.
Looking for the match to this original statue.
They must be moving somehow.
You step through the gate?
Destroy this one.
Yeah, well, if it looks safe, let's go through.
Who's gonna go first?
I will.
All right.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, Holden. As you step through the gate, here's what you see. Okay, hang on. Actually, before I change the map, I just got to make sure that one thing is... I just got to set the fog of war so you can see it all. Okay. So hopefully the map... Oh, I gotta bring your characters over too. Did the map change? Did I do it?
No, it's.
Yeah. Yeah, it changed.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just gotta change it up here.
Out.
Are you guys able to move your own pieces over to the other map, or do I have to do that?
I think you have to do it. I don't think we can copy tokens.
The other map disappeared.
Yeah, I gotcha. Here is the party. Boom, boom. And I need to get it on screen. Live recording, folks. And we should be good right now.
Yay!
Did it.
Hey.
Move that down a bit.
More than we're supposed to.
Down a bit there. So here's the gates. You can see the gates that you're walking through. They're not as open as that. They're as I described them, about a 20-foot gap. And you can see, at first you're not sure what these are, and as the orbs of light kind of drift closer in between them, you can see what appears to be just a field of these iron bar cages. They're each about 5 feet wide, about 10 feet tall. And looking at the ones closest to you, there doesn't appear to be anything in them. But as you hold your torches up and send the lights out a little further, you can see they stretch on. And on. And on.
So those are all cages.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all empty?
You can only really see the ones closest to you with enough detail. You're not sure, as you can see them, but as you get farther and farther into them, it gets harder to see if they're empty or if there may be things, and especially as you get closer to the center, it gets harder to see.
Should we look in a few of them, friends?
Yes.
Let's look in a couple.
Let's take a look-see.
Sure.
Can you move our characters? I'll take a look at a couple.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh my goodness. 10.
19 for the one I'm looking at.
19. Bryn, the one that you examine, I mean, you can look in more than just one, right? They're pretty close together. So as you kind of look around, they appear to be empty, but there are, you can see a little bit of, they're not clean. You can see a little bit of debris in quite a few of them. Scraps of what look like armor, the metal hilt of a weapon where the wood and the leather has maybe rusted away, rotted away. And as you look through more and more of these, you can see that most of them appear to have some kind of debris, some kind of detritus in them. You don't see any beings, you don't see any creatures or anything. Loop, same thing, you see this debris and this detritus. But as you're looking through the cage from kind of up where I'm pinging on the map here, which is not actually pinging, from the northeast of you, Loop, you can hear what sounds like a very soft breathing. This very slow, rhythmic. It sounds like somebody's sleeping, actually. It's very kind of... very rhythmic breathing.
So I will telepathically let everyone know what I hear.
Sure.
I'm going to... Who's beside me? Who's the blue?
That's me.
You and Loop on that side.
I'm going to tiptoe to Loop and whisper, we should probably not wake whatever that is.
Well, maybe it's maybe it's not hostile. Maybe it can give us some information as to maybe how to get through here and deeper into the Undermountain.
Maybe Lily can sniff it out.
Lily, does it smell friendly? Does it smell like strawberries?
Maybe it's the more of those dragons, I don't know. Or the statue.
So I rolled a 17 for sniffing this creature or whatever it is.
Okay. You can smell decay and not rot, but like it smells like like a musty old basement almost. This you very much get the sense of like decay long since past. Decay has run its course, and you hear a dragon go somewhere in the background. Well, yes, you smell what you think of as decay, rot. Not rotting, not unpleasant, but much more the like, kind of. It almost reminds you of like the lush underbrush of a forest in a way.
That's from the northwest, from where we are.
Northeast. Let's see if I can ping it. I don't know why it's not working. There we go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Can I move stealthily up closer to it? I don't know where I am.
Yeah,
So
you are down here right now.
Yeah, can I go up a bit past Bryn?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to, roll me a stealth check.
9 for myself.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As far as you know, you're proceeding stealthily. What are you walking right up to where you think the sound is coming from?
No, I'm going like maybe like 20 feet in front of Bryn, like, so I'm still quite far from the where you ping.
Okay.
Where I think it's coming.
Sure. I can move it by Bryn here. There you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, from where you are, I mean, you can still hear this very soft, rhythmic breathing, but you can't see what it is. You can pinpoint. You think it's coming from this cage, exactly. But you can't see what it is from where you are, or smell anything more.
Okay.
Just head over there, check it out.
Is it dark over there? Can we not see that far ahead with the torches?
You have 60 feet of light.
Where's
20? Yeah, it is in the torchlight, but through the countless steel bars and the very confusing shadows caused by these multiple light sources at different angles now. Without getting closer, you can't see.
So we can tell it's in the cage?
In or around. You don't know for certain it's in a cage.
Okay.
I'll move up with
I'll make
turmeric.
my way there, closer to it.
Sure. You guys get closer.
Like,
Yeah.
see what it is.
Till you can
keep watching
see
our
what it
six.
is. Okay. What's everybody else doing this time? Loop, what are you doing? Bryn, what are you doing?
I'm going to be following Turmeric.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of stay where I am, but I'm going to ready an attack if need be.
An attack with what?
Yeah, I guess I have nothing to attack with. I'm going to just... I don't want to ready a spell, so I am just going to be aware of what's going on and watching them closely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Turmeric, as you get closer, looking into this cage, you have to you're about 10 feet away right now. You can see it appears empty, save for a pile of rotting debris and remains in one of the corner. You can see there's several mushrooms, different than the glowing ones you encountered earlier. The big caps, small caps. It appears that several different types of mushroom and mold have started to sprout out of this pile. But that's all you can see from where you are. Would you like to get closer?
Yes. I'm gonna
As you
tell
do.
the group that I'm going in closer.
Okay. As you do get closer, you can see that this very much looks like a body that has gone to rot. And it is mushrooms and mold, and lichen is climbing up a little bit of the cage. And it very much seems to have almost fused with part of the bars where it has grown over part of the cage. And as you're examining it, you make out the shape of this mottled hand, which looks very much like a human hand. And following that, you can see an arm, and following that, a face. And whatever this creature was, it appears to still be alive, and is breathing very, very softly, following you with what you can now make out as one humanoid eye, mushrooms having long since replaced the other. And it doesn't appear to be able to turn its head very far, but it does a little bit as you get closer, Turmeric, just seeming almost to follow the movement.
Can I whisper to it?
Sure, what do you want to whisper to it?
Are you alright? Can you understand me?
A moment passes, and it whispers back. Turmeric, you're the only one who can hear it. Actually, Lily, you're close. You can hear it as well. But this very low, raspy whisper. Turmeric, you can hear it say, "Nothing begets, nothing begets, nothing." In this very raspy, almost whistly voice, you can hear and imagine lungs still barely functioning, but with holes in them that you can hear whistling as this creature tries to speak.
I'm gonna call over Bryn and be like, Bryn, I think this is your department. I don't understand what he's saying.
Can I go up and investigate the mushrooms to see if I recognize them?
Sure. Yeah, roll me a nature check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there too and see if my detect magic picks up anything.
Sure. Your detect magic does detect magic, either a spell on this creature or the creature itself is maybe magical. It is. You're not. It's very hard. Much like when you try to detect magic on that orb, it's very hard to get a sense of the school of magic where it is familiar. The shape of it is familiar, but it doesn't seem to be one of the schools you're familiar with.
I only rolled a 6 for nature.
Yeah, how to they look like mushrooms.
I'm gonna look at Toomey and tell him, like, whatever you do, don't touch any of the mushrooms right now. We don't know what they do. Okay?
Sure.
Turmeric? Okay. just make sure you don't touch anything until we figure out what it is. And then I'll lean down to the caged creature and whisper, what happened to you?
A moment pauses. You can hear this very raspy inhale that makes you want to like clear your throat. And the head slowly turns to you, Bryn, and it says, "A gift from my sweet brother." And it seems to end each sentence with this like exhales all the air out of it.
Maybe he's referring to who owned the who was the guy in the. Then can I whisper back Alistair and like a question?
Sure.
To the creature?
It doesn't respond.
So we know this was the dungeons of Alistair Blackcloak.
You know.
I couldn't remember what his name was because I wrote it down wrong.
Alistair Blackcloak. With a
Alistair?
H. With a H,
Oh.
yes.
I thought I heard Alistair. Alistair. Blackcloak. Cloak. Holy smokes.
I didn't name him. He's not my character.
So I imagine these are all his prisoners. Very powerful magicians or wizards, so we should be awfully careful, friends.
As you're talking, you can hear this creature. You're not really sure who it's talking to. But from behind you, Bryn, as you turn away, it says, "Go on, quickly find yourself a nice, cool, dark bed on which to lie." And a moment passes, and it seems to continue, "On which to sleep and never die."
So don't fall asleep here.
What?
That's my thoughts.
I think he's been cursed to never die.
Yeah.
Suffer.
Well, should we try
free?
and shuffle him off into the afterlife?
Okay.
Maybe help him to die?
Right.
Maybe ask him first. He wants to die.
Hey, zombie.
What is going on?
Whoa. What was that?
It's because you guys are so far away that it's like sucking up all the noise. Jay, just grab that mic and hold it. Hold it right in front of you. Jesus. Yeah, just hold it right in front of you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
From where I'm standing and watching our surroundings, is there anything that I perceive?
Roll a perception check.
Natural 20.
Wow, where were these rolls on the gas in the tower?
They only matter, or they're only good when it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oops, I'm moving the wrong map. Holden, you can see a very, very faint glow appears to be coming from one of these cages. It'd be
Which
to
one?
to the west a little bit. I'm pinging it just on the edge of the map there. But you can see what seems to be, and the only reason you can really make it out is because it is so dark down here, except for your torches. But you can see this very, very soft glow. With your natural 20.
I know we function as a tight-knit fucking tactical team, so I'm gonna whistle to get who's closest to me. Turmeric. And then I'm gonna
pick it up and
hand
just-
signal. Hand signal.
And I'll wave back to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
And I turn to Loop and be like, "Should we stab this thing?"
I don't think we'll have to stab it. And I address the creature in there. Are you here by your own free will, or did someone do this to you?
It responds to you, and Loop, you are the only one who can understand this answer. To the rest of you, it is speaking some language that you are unfamiliar with, but it answers you in Druidic, Loop. And it says, a great breaking came. Those that couldn't fly or climb went down, down, down into the depths.
So I translate, and to everyone else, it kind of seems like it's just talking nonsense, right? Just maybe the mushrooms has addled its brain.
Maybe if we take the mushrooms off.
It sounds like we need to be off the ground.
Do you want to be moved over?
Yeah, you can move me over. I mean, that was very cryptic, but...
Well, yeah, he doesn't sound like he's making any sense to me either. I'm gonna go check out what Holden's doing.
Sure. Holden, are you moving over to this cage, or what are you doing here?
I'm gonna carefully move to this spot right here.
Okay.
Before you guys go, hold on. Let me just try something here before we all take off in case this goes bad. So I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast dispel magic on this creature.
Ooh,
Sure. What does it look like? We've never seen a dispel magic. Is that level? That's a level 3 spell, right?
Level 3, yes.
What does it look like?
So I just kind of reach out with my hand a little bit and like trace a small pattern. You don't actually see the spell leave my body, but the magical aura on this creature will shimmer for a moment, and assuming it works, it will start to fracture and then shatter apart and disappear.
Sure.
Assuming
it does work. And as this creature starts to, you watch, it almost looks like it collapses in some spots where parts of it just kind of start to fall in as it seems to collapse to dust. And the very last thing you hear in Druidic loop is, "Wake not the warden," as this creature collapses into a pile of dust, and loose mushroom caps kind of roll, some of them falling out through the sides of the cage.
I'm like, jump out of the mushrooms way. Just because Bryn's like, don't touch the mushrooms.
Okay.
I go out of my way to like avoid them.
Sure, yeah. As Turmeric like throws himself to the ground, and this mushroom very slowly like rolls past, gently comes to a stop.
And then I'll turn to everyone else and say, it said, "Wake not the warden." Do you think it means the statue?
Or maybe the warden in Waterdeep.
Well, if this is a dungeon, which I suspect it is with all the cages, I suspect there's a warden down here somewhere. So I think we need to be very quiet wherever we go. Lily, I believe you said you heard rhythmic breathing? No, that was from this guy. Lily, you need to be you need to be on the listening for any kind of movement or sound as we're moving.
I'm gonna move east. It would be east, looking at the map, towards where that light was that Holden was.
Sure. How close do you want to get?
I'm gonna move like 20 feet, stop, take a listen, move closer.
Okay, roll me perception check with advantage.
I'll continue to move like parallel to her.
Okay.
Like that.
7. Not very good.
Yeah, you don't really. You hear the sound of your own footsteps. You can't even really. It's very hard for you to even see the light that Holden is talking about. Where anytime you look away, you lose it and have to kind of focus for a second, put your torch down to even sort of see what you're looking for, but you neither hear nor smell anything with a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Do you continue to get closer?
Yeah,
I'll follow you.
I'm gonna move closer.
Okay. Turmeric's fallen. Holden, still keeping pace?
Yeah.
Okay, I will reveal the next section of the map.
Damn.
And move it accordingly. Where, yeah, so you can see
follow
another...
as well, but stay like a little bit behind, like 20 feet or so behind everyone.
Okay. And yes, you see another...
Yeah.
Whoops. Spoilers. Don't look. Okay, it's fine to look now. You can see another grouping of these cages. And behind them, you can just... I'm not going to reveal it on the map yet, but behind it, you can just make out what appears to be either another wall to this structure or possibly the wall of this chamber. But you can see a vertical surface behind all this, about 40 feet or so.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep moving towards where this light is.
Sure. As you get, you're about 20 feet away from it right now. And you can see... from where you are 20 feet away, you can see there's something in the... It seems to be almost the exact center of this cage, which is giving off a very dull green, almost a corpse light. From where you are, you're not sure what it is. It's very, very low, whatever it is, very low to the ground. But you don't see a... There is no big obvious pile in this cage like there was in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
What do I perceive to the south of us?
To the south, there are more cages that stretch as far as the eye can see.
Okay.
Hundreds of cages, you would guess.
Shit.
In front of me, the ground, is it still the same? Like, is there any markings, footprints, like, disturbed?
Roll an investigation check.
17.
17? You're able to find... 17, yeah, you're able to find... it appears to be half buried under one of the cages, almost as though this cage was set down on top of the footprint after the fact. But you find a massive humanoid footprint. Very big. Again, your head immediately thinks giant, where this footprint is probably... maybe 4 or 5 feet from toe to heel. And it looks like a human foot, basically. A massive human foot.
I'm not gonna say anything. Who's beside me, Holden and...
Me.
I'm just gonna point to the marking on the floor, the footprint. But I don't want to
Do I notice the footprint, or do I just see dirt?
No, when she points to it, it's obvious, it's huge and sunken deep.
I'm gonna compare it to my foot.
You would guess it to be about 10 times the size of your foot.
Matthew?
Oliver.
From where Holden is standing, and I don't know if you created this by hand or whatever.
I sure did.
But I noticed one that is sort of out of line.
Would you like to know? Would you like to go investigate that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Woody, are you walking right up? What are you doing?
I will approach cautiously.
Okay.
Kind of like cautiously.
Roll me a perception check.
I'm not good at those.
Or, I mean, we would call it, this would be investigation. So keep the die roll, but it's investigation.
6.
This cage is definitely out of line from the others. Almost haphazardly. Contrary to the map, it is kind of askew at an angle. But with a 6, all you can really see is there appears to be it looks like a skid mark where it almost looks like this cage slid back and kind of rotated as it did from some force. Lily, what are you doing as you are you approaching this cage with the light in the middle?
I am, yeah.
Okay. As you approach, you can see there are a few tiny scraps of what look like leather armor. You can see a couple rivets holding 2 pieces of leather together. You can see a few pieces of a skeleton, a rib, and just the side of a skull, much of which has already turned to dust. And in the exact center of this cage, you can see there appears to be a perfectly circular cluster of these little glowing mushrooms, very similar to the ones you saw when you first went down the yawning portal. These little blue, green, very tiny. You would guess there's quite a few of them kind of clustered together, maybe 30 or so. But they appear to be in a perfect geometric circle.
Do you think he ate those mushrooms and died?
I don't know. I don't want to try it. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Can I don't know. Sorry.
I'll investigate the body and the mushrooms.
Sure, investigate how?
See if there's anything on them.
Like just looking? Are you sticking a hand through the bars? What are you doing?
Just looking to see how he died.
Make an investigation check.
12.
12. It's not really clear. These remains are far too old and like they've all turned to dust, save for a little piece of a skull that even identifies there were remains in here. You're not really sure. You would guess whoever this was probably passed away 100 years ago. Or more, maybe.
Okay.
I would like to keep walking past the cage, headed east, where we are. Maybe go like 40, 50 feet. And see if I can hear anything from where that is.
Sure. Roll me a perception check with advantage. Loop, you're moving where you're moving on the map?
I'm actually going to go and catch up with Holden and see what he's found.
Sure. Turmeric, as you leave this cage with the mushrooms, having kind of looking in through the bars, as you turn away to leave, Turmeric, you notice that the mushrooms, much like the ones you saw earlier as you were first making your descent, they seem to curl up as they curl in on themselves, and the lights appear to go up. Holden.
Yes.
This cage appears to have slid at some point in its past.
Was it like what am I asking here? On the dirt immediately in front of it, is there footsteps? Is there signs of
roll an investigation check.
Moving it?
Lily, what did you roll with your perception?
15.
15? See what Holden rolled here.
5.
5? They're very big, Holden, and even with a 5, it is easy to spot these massive footprints now that you're looking for them. They appear to, especially this middle kind of causeway between the groups of cages, you can see quite a few of them. They appear pretty old for the most part, overlapping here and there. But you do find one right near the base of this cage, and would guess that whatever is making these footprints at some point pushed or moved this cage.
Is there anything remarkable about this one cage that it was moved over?
From your investigation check, it doesn't appear to be. It looks like any other cage. Lily, with your perception, you can hear this very low, very loud, and very slow exhaling of air, where it seems to fill the chamber almost. Now that you're close and listening, this very low rumble that really probably only you can hear as it...
Do I get a sense of direction?
Yeah, it appears to be coming from somewhere by the wall that you can see kind of off to the distance. And it does appear very, very rhythmic. It reminds you a lot of the Mushroom Man that you had just met, actually. This rhythmic, slow, but massive expulsion of air. And then a moment later, another one as it...
Okay.
Can I go to where Holden was and see which direction the footprint was going?
Sure. The one right by the cage, it is facing the cage in such a way where
Okay.
you would guess the creature again was standing, maybe was carrying the cage or pushed the cage, or it looked like it was facing it at some point.
Okay.
Roll me an investigation check, Bryn.
12.
12. Even with a 12, you can sort of tell these footprints are very old. Very, very, very old.
Okay.
And they do not seem recent in any way.
Was the previous one that we saw that Lily saw, did that one look more recent?
No, it appears to be about the same.
Okay.
Same-ish set of time. Same-ish time period.
Same time. Okay.
Which, again, you're not sure how recently that was, but you would think a century ago, maybe.
That's a long time.
Turmeric, what are you doing as these mushrooms... As you turned and walked away, these mushrooms curled in on themselves and the light went out.
I'll make my way towards Lily.
Okay.
And what do you notice?
I'm gonna whisper to Turmeric. I hear it might be breathing over towards the wall.
Okay. I'll ready my shield and short sword.
Okay.
And make my way towards the wall slowly with my guard up.
Okay. Put you both there.
The gang down here doesn't hear that, do they?
No. Only Lily hears this with her lichen hearing. Turmeric, even as you're listening for it, where you are, you can't really hear it. As you start walking closer, though, Turmeric, you can hear this. What you're very sure now is this rhythmic breathing. What's everybody else doing this time? What is down bottom gang doing here?
I want to go down into the other set of cages below.
Sure, down here.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Quietly walking, since I am already on alert about some warden. Oh my goodness! What is it? Perception or
yes,
investigation?
perception.
Perception. 8.
8. 8 is not great. The only thing you notice, Bryn, there appears to be another cluster of these mushrooms in another one of these cages. Appears to be right here.
In a circle?
Yeah, as you look, it
Right,
appears again to be... did you see the other one? I don't know if you saw the other one, but it appears to be in the exact center of the cage and is forming this perfect geometric circle.
Can I silently sort of wave my hand over top and see if they curl up?
Sure, yeah. You want to walk over and like stick your arm through the bars and kind of...
Not in the bars, but just over the bars to see if they react to any motion.
Sure. They do react as you bring your hand close to them. As you bring your hand close to them, nothing happens. And then as you pull it away, they seem to curl up on themselves and the lights go out.
Are there any more cages nearby me that have mushrooms in them? Do I notice?
Roll a perception check. Now that you're looking for these lights in the darkness, they are easier to spot. But they are
17.
17. You are reasonably sure. You're kind of able to scan this square block that you're in. You see how they're sort of broken into 4 blocks. You're reasonably sure there's no other... You don't see any lights coming from any of these cages in this block.
Can I take a piece of chalk and mark that cell?
Sure, yeah. Roll me a perception check real fast. Give me one more perception check here as you take your chalk out and put a mark on it.
12.
12? Okay.
Can I
Luke, what do you
check
do?
to see if the door to these cages is actually locked or if they're open?
The one that you try in front of you appears to be locked.
Okay.
As you go around and try a few more, they do appear to all be locked.
Okay.
Turmeric.
Is the one... Okay,
Oh, sorry. Anything else?
I was gonna say the one with the mushroom, is that one also locked?
As you try the door, it swings open. It is not locked. While that door swings open, Turmeric, what are you doing?
I'm gonna slowly, with my guard up, make my way to that breathing some more.
Okay. How are you proceeding? Just guard up, ready to defend yourself if need be.
Guard up, sword above my head, and slowly, just I don't know, just like in the movies.
Stealthily, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, stealthily.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth
That
check.
works. 18.
18. As you approach the edge of the cages, Turmeric, you can see the wall on the other side. And Loop, I mean, we're kind of doing the reveals a little bit herky-jerky, but whoever was kind of near these cages has kind of noticed the outlines of the architecture and things. Let me just scroll the map over. You notice there's another gate. This one appears to be closed. Down on the bottom there. There's also what appears to be... you can see a massive door, Turmeric, kind of up here. Oh, it's not letting me click. Up to the north of you. There appears to be some kind of debris partly blocking it. It looks like you could very much still get through. The door itself appears to be about 20 feet wide, so and very, very tall in this wall. It is massive for creatures of your size. And even with the collapse, it looks you can see a path in the darkness. And sitting up against that pile of rubble, there appears to be this massive humanoid who is slouched back against the rubble, has what looks like just a tree trunk that they're kind of leaning up on, and this very soft, rhythmic breathing. You can feel it and smell this rank breath, Turmeric, as it snores in your direction.
Massive as in, like...
Massive as in gigantic, I believe I mean. Let's see here, yeah. Huge. So it's hard to, let's see, get a sense of the scale where it's sitting and sleeping, but standing fully upright, you would guess this being probably 15 feet tall, maybe 20 feet tall. Very big.
Dang.
And
are you behind me?
Yeah. I was following Turmeric. With my, Cheer was out as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna look back at Lily and point like, Warden.
What did you roll? What did you roll for your stealth check, Turmeric? As you're whispering, what did you roll for your stealth? 18. Okay. Loop, what are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of head over to this area over here.
Sure.
And kind of see what's going on over there.
Sure. These gates appear to be almost identical to the ones that you made your way through. Like the wall, they're about 40 feet tall. This very wicked and pointed black metal. And they are shut fast. There's no gap between the doors, or at least there doesn't seem to be.
Can I look around the outside and see if there's any sort of levers or system to open the door?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Halfling luck. 4.
You don't find anything. You would guess it might be on the other side of the wall, or if this is a wall, maybe inside this structure or something, but you don't find any obvious levers or opening mechanisms.
Okay.
What do you think, Bryn?
Like I kind of want to see if there's a tunnel down here, but I'm a little afraid to get in. So what if I turn into that mushroom man? Can I...
You mean like enter the cage?
Yeah. Like what if there's a tunnel underneath or something? I'm gonna reach my hand in and just like wave it like around to see if there's like a hole or anything, or if it's just solid walls.
Like your
cage?
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
You're touching the floor of the cage?
No, I'm not touching the floor of the cage. I opened the door, right? So I assume it was open.
Yeah. You can see,
wait.
like, they're all bars, right? You can see through them.
Okay. Are these standing up cages? For some reason I'm thinking they're in the ground.
Nope, they're standing or sitting on the ground,
okay.
and you've seen some that have slid kind of out of place and things.
Okay, never
Yeah, they're
mind.
standing upright, each about 10 feet tall.
We've seen these mushrooms before. Should we pick a couple? I can't remember what happened when we picked them.
Try it out.
I'll try picking a mushroom.
Okay. As you reach in and touch one of these mushrooms, it comes out easily enough as you pull it out with your hand, and you have a little curled up. It doesn't relight or anything, but it's a curled up little mushroom.
Mushroom. Okay.
What's your... Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Man. 8.
Carry on.
There's something about these mushrooms. I just don't know what it is. They're in a circle. Does anything grow back? Like, does the mushroom, after I pick it, does anything grow back in that circle?
As you bend down to very closely examine the circle, nothing appears to grow back, no. But with you down this close to the floor, you do see the edge of some kind of a marking. Seems to be hidden under this circle.
Can I pick the other ones to make the marking more clear?
Sure. And as you do, you can see there is some kind of a rune has been... It looks like it's been drawn almost in charcoal on the bottom of this cage. You're not familiar with it. I don't... roll me Arcana. Maybe you are. Roll me an Arcana check.
Go Arcana! Hiya! Where's Arcana?
There you go. That's your department.
20.
20. So you are unable to read the rune, But you do recognize it as the written form of the language you heard Loop speaking earlier, Druidic.
Okay. Okay. I will whisper to Holden. I recognize that this is Druidic. I think that's what Loop was speaking. Maybe he can barter with this warden character.
Barter might not be the right word, but again, as a tactical unit, I will whistle over to Loop to get his attention.
Idea.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check for this whistle that is echoing throughout this cavern. Yeah. How far away is Loop? 50 feet? 40 feet?
As far as that stealth check goes, am I because I suffer a disadvantage with my splint mail. Does that affect this one?
No. We could call this performance check. This would be more a performance.
Excellent. That is a 20.
Yeah, 20. Okay. As you whistle, this shrill
like a tight tactical team.
Turmeric, you can hear the whistle as well where you are, and there's a minute where you and Lily both hold your breath, and this warden kind of continues to sleep. But yeah, you were able to call Loop over without waking the warden.
Okay, I will head over to Holden and see what the whistling is about.
What the fuck are you doing?
Whistling.
What's going on? Don't wake the warden was what I remember hearing, but
yeah, I kind of like stared at Holden like after he whistled, like my jaw kind of just down. I'll point out the ruin to Loop.
Sure.
Rune and to Loop, and see if he recognizes it.
Loop,
yeah, I'll take a look and be like, "Oh, this is."
You are able to read this rune. Those who know, who have the gifts of the druid, it appears to be a journal almost. It appears to be recounting events from whose perspective you're not sure. But I will slack you what this rune says. I have sent it.
Oh.
Stop whistling.
I feel like the whistle was a lot lower than.
I thought you didn't know how to whistle.
No,
He doesn't.
Oliver doesn't
Not
know.
very well.
Holden knows.
Oliver doesn't know how to. Yeah.
Not very well.
Turmeric and Lily, what are you guys doing as this examination is happening?
I am just gonna keep my eye on the warden.
Okay.
Make sure he doesn't move or wake up or anything.
Okay. Lily?
I'm
going to move.
warn the others.
Yeah, I'm gonna move towards where the others are.
Okay.
Stealthily, quietly. Yeah, I'm gonna
Is there
warn
a
them.
way to like? Because that's not the first ring of mushrooms we saw, was it?
That is not. No, you also notice one up over here.
Back up there.
Is there a way to mark the map?
Oh, probably. The literal exact location. Actually, it might be
Sure.
important. Yeah, there's a way to mark the map. And as I say that, I realize it might totally be important. Hey, there you go. Yeah, it was not. It was. I don't know how you did that, but it was this one.
Drew a box.
Oh, get rid of your box.
I don't know how to do that now.
Great. The circles are.
Oh god.
Stop. I'll figure out how to get rid of it. The circles are. The circles are where you've noticed the circles of mushrooms. Circles for circles.
Mushrooms.
And yes, Lily comes over and alerts you all to the what appears to be a sleeping giant in the corner of this area.
So as I finish reading the druidic on the ground here, I will let everyone around here know. So it says, 3 of us they've taken. Pallor of the Land, Gilead of the Moon, and myself, Laron of the Spore. We wait in these cages to be taken to take us into the depths. Some return, some don't, and some are changed.
I'll whisper to Loop. Should we check the other cell that we found the mushrooms? There might be more markings, perhaps?
Sure, yeah. We should check that first cell where that body was, too.
Yeah.
Maybe there was something hidden under all of that as well.
I can move more west and see if I find any more.
Sure.
And then I'll wave. I'll just keep waving until someone sees me.
Sure. Loop, I assume you're going to examine the circle you already found? There is another rune under that circle. And the cage, it seems, is unlocked. I will send it to you.
Bryn and I will move this way. And does any of that glowing catch your eye?
It does. There is a cage glowing down in that section down there as well. And like the others before, a geometric circle of mushrooms in the middle. The door appears to be unlocked as you try it. And you see another one of these runes underneath. I will send them all to Kevin. To Loop, as you're kind of able to call him over. Is anyone... There is a pile of what used to be that thing you met in the cage. As you go to examine that one, there may be a rune on the floor of this cage. It's covered in debris and dust. Loop, here is the 3rd rune.
And then, I will go back to the first cage where we found that creature and see if I can just scoop away the stuff to see if there's anything underneath it.
As you try the door to this cage, it is locked.
Can I reach in through the bars to just do one corner kind of section so that I can see if there was anything there?
Yeah, you're able to reach in, and as you sweep some of the dust away, you can see the edge of a rune. Between you would be able to kind of, with your various weapons and quarterstaffs and things and cantrips.
I'll actually cast Gust.
Oh.
To just create a amount of wind to just blow everything out of the way.
Perfect. Yes, and as this wind sweeps through the chamber, kind of surprising and startling those of you who weren't expecting to feel a breeze down here, it does sweep all the dust away, and you can see a 4th rune. Which you now have.
Can I go back to... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead,
Luke.
No, I was just gonna...
Bryn, what is Bryn doing?
Can I go back to the front gates and without touching them, just look at them to see, was there a keyhole or anything?
You can make an investigation check, sure.
I can't remember if Loop said there was... 14?
14? There's no keyhole, but as you kind of examine the gates, you can see chains that seem to go from somewhere inside the wall. They come up through little windows where you can see bricks are kind of stacked around them. Chains that go to the backside of this gate, where when it's open, these chains are probably pulled taut and the gate kind of grinds open.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
I was just gonna kind of walk around and get everyone's attention to bring everyone together so that we can talk about these runes that I found, that we
Maybe
found.
in the middle.
Sure. Turmeric, you're still keeping an eye on Sleepy Boy? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to where Loop is.
Okay.
Okay, so are we confident that we kind of searched the entire area and found as many of these runes as we think there are?
Yeah, knowing now to look for the glows and it being pitch black down here, you're very confident that there are no more mushroom circles.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, very specific.
So the runes, all of them together, say, 3 of us they've taken, Pallor of the Land, Gilead of the Moon, and myself, Laren of the Spore. We wait in these cages to be taken to take us into the depths. Some return, some don't, and some are changed. The next one, my turn comes again. They cut, they saw, they break and they burn. Pain, they say, is a lie. All I know is the illusion. All I know is the lie. Why have you forgotten me? The third one, pain in the depths, aberrations, shape changers and skinwalkers, bent, twisted, and mutilated, glints of metal, some kind of machines, and always pain, more pain. And the last one, a tree in the darkness. Will they notice? Will they hear it? It whispers to me. It knows my name. And that is all they say. That last part isn't actually in the runes. That was just me saying that's the end of it.
What do you suppose that means?
I have absolutely no idea. It seems to be that these people were taken and held in these cages. Maybe they were. Maybe whoever captured them tried to torture them for information or get them to join them. I'm not too sure. Definitely sounds like they were tortured somehow. But yeah, I'm at a loss.
That one passage talking about the tree. Is there any trees down here? Have we seen any trees down here?
I haven't.
He mentioned the tree was talking to him, no? Something
I can't
about
tell
the
if
tree
Kevin is
talking-
reading or
Anyone-
disconnected.
I know. I can't.
Kevin? Okay,
no,
he's
sorry.
still here.
I'm still here.
He's reading.
No, I'm gonna dump it all in the.
Oh, in the
Oh,
group
in the WhatsApp.
so that we
Yeah.
can read it. That's a good idea.
Should we all look around? I'm not near you guys.
Um,
I'm on.
I think we should look for this
already.
tree.
That's not what we want to do.
Or can we just climb over the wall quietly? Get to the other side of that gate.
Tell them about the passageway where this troll is.
Oh yeah, guys, there's a path that looks like is behind the big giant, the warden. It looks like we could sneak through, but he's sleeping up against this thing. But it looks like there's a path behind.
Room for us to fit.
Yeah, we it looks like we would have room to fit through, but I don't know if.
How heavy of a sleeper do you guys think he is? Have you guys been making noise?
Well,
Turmeric's not the most silent of us all, so.
I mean, I think we still have to be pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm.
if we want, we can head back out into the main chamber, hunker down for the evening, and I can make us a lot quieter if we want to try to sneak by tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great idea, especially if you have the spell to do it.
I want to check.
And we can see if we can decipher these messages in the meantime. Figure out, think about it.
I want to check for this tree. Just on the perimeter, very quietly.
Sure. In the like main chamber?
Yeah.
Sure. Roll me a stealth check and a perception check.
So get out of this.
I'll avoid like the area by the giant though. So I'll do like.
Oh, sorry. Are you doing a loop in the cages or back like
no
before
like,
the gate?
Because we haven't checked this bottom part of the map by the bottom half of southeast half of the map. So I want to see if there's a tree or anything over there.
Sure. In your searching the cages, there's another wall. It is not on the map, but there is a wall, a vertical wall that sections off this place where it is constructed on these three sides, and then this one up here is natural, the cave wall that you the turmeric ran the chalk along.
Okay.
But yes, you did see another. It seemed to be the same construction as these. Another one of these. Call them fort walls, boxing this space in almost. It seems.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we should go back out then and give Loop time to conceal our sound and maybe go over these a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I'll
wave to me over.
Yeah, I'll go to Turmeric and let him know what the plan is.
Okay.
All right.
You guys are heading back out the gate to.
Yep.
Okay. Are you making camp right now? What's going on as you all make your way through that 20-foot gap between those two huge iron gates?
What's out? Is there a map to see what was outside of the gate?
I don't have the map, but yes, you have the three sides of this massive cavern explored. Haven't found the south wall, but for the purposes of this, we can say as you go outside and do kind of look around the area very, very quickly, you do find the south wall of the chamber, and it appears to be very similar to the north wall, dugout. And you get the sense that this, whatever this structure is kind of built in the corner of this massive cavern. The debris and the old machines, the wooden constructions, fill pretty much the entire chamber. You do find a few more of the fairy dragon nests, which you are able to avoid, and they seem to mind their own business as long as they're left alone. But you do have the loose outline of this chamber, which is absolutely massive. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet long, and 300, 400, 500 feet wide, and extremely, extremely tall. One sec. I don't know. I think you can just say tree, Kevin.
Okay.
I think. But like if they're, if you used it in a forest, hypothetically, it would just like, it'll detect all trees.
Yeah. So incidentally, if we also wait until tomorrow, I might be able to find this tree for us as well.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm willing to wait till tomorrow. The other thing is, I could also prepare Tensor's floating disc If we needed it to get over the wall, maybe? I don't know. Might be able to jump on top of it.
You're pretty sure the disc doesn't work like that.
Well, it would give us, it's like, what, 3 feet off the ground? So it would give us a 3 foot.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it does work like that. Yes, 3 of 40 feet taken care of. Sorry, I thought you meant as a like vertical elevator.
3 of 40 feet? I don't know.
Does
Yeah,
does that disc of yours make a sound as it moves?
Tensors? No. We could get on it, and we could all. I could just push us with the with my quarterstaff.
That's an idea, just to kind of
Just
get
to
beyond
float by.
that. Get beyond that sleeping giant.
It depends how big that hole is.
It's big. It's 20 feet.
It's
I think.
20 feet.
So yeah, we could potentially all just get on the disc, and then we could just push ourselves past quietly. But I would need until tomorrow to prepare it.
Yeah, well, Loop needs a night as well, so
we could potentially do both. All good options. What do you guys think? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's camp outside this door and go back at it tomorrow.
I think so. You guys, yeah, you'll take your time to prep your spells or whatever you guys do.
Yep.
Okay, making camp.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure. So as you head back out through the big iron gates, leaving the snoring of this giant behind, preparing your spells and your plans for getting deeper and deeper into the Undermountain, having already come down, it's hard to know. You've been traveling for hours and hours and hours, almost straight down, very, very far in the earth. And as you get set to make camp, we will pick up there next time.
As we set up camp, I'm going to show him this new trick that I learned at level 5. I'm going to set up my shield and do a little bit of magic, and it's alarm. I'm going to set up an alarm.
What does it look like?
Around our... it's going to be my shield. I'm going to plant my shield into the ground.
Okay, and then if the shield detects anything, it like, hey, wake up! Wake up, jerks!
Yeah. It's that is no longer larger than a 20-foot cube, so that's not even lots.
Big enough for a camp. Big enough
for a camp.
5 people to, roll out bedrolls and things.
Yeah. An alarm alerts you whenever a tiny or larger creature touches it or enters the warded area. When you cast a spell, you can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm, such as the 5 of us. And I can choose whether an alarm is mental or audible.
Sweet. So it can just wake you up.
Where are you putting your alarm?
I imagine we'll set up camp with our backs to the wall.
Yeah.
And then kind of put it on the opposite way in a way so that my 20-foot cube will allow it to alert us.
Mentally?
Okay, just a 20-foot cube around the camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
We should walk over to the corner of where this wall meets the natural corner of the.
Oh yeah, so we got 2 sides.
The actual chamber. Yeah, so we have 2 sides blocked, and then we camp in that corner.
Sure.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, as you that statue's not actually up there; it's closer to the gate. But as you pass that massive statue again by the gate, I assume the north corner. Do you have a preference?
The one that we came through.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow the chalk lines back, kind of thing.
Yeah, it'll be. I can't move that statue for whatever reason right now, but the statue is actually right beside the gate, and then the corner of the chamber will be up here somewhere. Yeah, easy enough to do. As you cast your alarms and get everything prepared, you hear the distant croak of a fairy dragon as it somewhere in the distance seems to make some kind of a noise.
We're outside of this little prison yard, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so
you guys
my
are like,
audible
really
alarm-
you're where the statue on the map is. But the statue's not actually there on the map. He's down beside the gate. He flanks the gate.
My audible alarm produces a sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet.
Sure. And you want it audible?
Yeah, just so that it'll wake us if anything happens.
Okay.
And that is my new trick for you guys. I can do magic too. My shield, really. Magical comes from the shield.
And it is there that we will pick up next time. Next Sunday, on the next episode of Rolling Reckless, as you continue to get deeper and deeper into the Undermount. Boy, oh boy. Heck of a session, gang. What time?
I like how
that was a meaty
Roll20
one.
works.
Yeah, Roll20's neat. Roll20's very neat. Boy, what do I have to tell you? It's hard to, like, pull myself out of the Undermountain and back into broadcaster mode.
Yeah.
We do a video game podcast. Sorry about the motorcycles. We do a video game podcast. I'm sorry, I mean dragons. We do a video game podcast called Talking Reckless. Go look that up. It's very good. We do a Westworld podcast, Westworld FM, where we break down every episode, scene by scene in depth. All sorts of podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube and enjoyed the show, you want to hit the bell and subscribe, I would very much appreciate that. If you listen via podcast, you want to rate and review, that super helps the show. And if you really want to support all this madness and toss a couple bucks our way, head on over to patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. And there's a whole bunch of exclusive content over there, the DMs Guild, where we make everything we've been running through for the last 17 episodes. We've created in the DMs Guild. So if you want to come have a hand in shaping this campaign, come and join us on Wednesdays. We do that on the Twitch channel, or you can find the VODs on the Patreon. Thank you very much to Oliver.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, everybody.
Amber.
Thanks.
Kumrick. No, wait, JR. Sorry, I don't know why Paula.
Thank you.
And Kevin.
Dab, dab, dab.
That's what we always say here. And to you at home, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you back here next Sunday. It'll be the next episode of Rolling Reckless. We'll see you then.